The following presentation is a Deej Experience production and may not be recorded, rebroadcasted, or retransmitted without the express written permission of Deej Experience LLC. For more information, visit us online at www.deejexperience.com.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm back at it. Only like to win, it's like a bad habit.
Chamberlain drives in.
He got pounded.
Chamberlain with a putback.
Looking at the numbers, he was
throws over
hearing it.
Muma. Open look
Watching
for
all the
three.
angle disappear.
Haley Muma drains
The
it.
picture, see how clear it is. I'm high quality, like I am Deej Experience. I'm way up, seems like I've been at the pyramids. Give me an opponent, and I promise I ain't fearing it. I got so much I can lose, but game what I've been giving this. Why you see
And
a
it's a
miracle
one-handed.
that
The following presentation is a Deej Experience production and may not be recorded, rebroadcasted, or retransmitted without the express written permission of Deej Experience LLC. For more information, visit us online at www.deejexperience.com.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Deej Experience Sports Stream. I'm Dewey Hurd. Zoom out. No. There you go. I'm Dewey Hurd. Alongside me is Jack Hasbrook on camera tonight, and we are over in Edinburgh tonight as the wrestling teams will be taking on the Lancers tonight, Jack. It is the girls up first, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then the boys will follow right afterwards. But got here a little bit late. We missed middle school, but ready to bring action here in the Box It and Lock It pregame show. Get things going as we're watching the girls get warmed up out there. And a little bit of a hectic mess getting here, but we're here.
Yeah, that weather's brutal out there, that's for sure, especially between Corry and Union City.
Yeah, a little tricky weather out there tonight, but we're able to get in here. And let's see what we have here on the old Snap Fitness Steps to Success here tonight, Jack. Well, we'll go with hit your moves. Don't be tentative when you hit a move. You got to hit it hard.
Yeah, and you got to do it with the right technique. If you're just lazily or sloppily trying to get something to go, almost every single time it's going to backfire on you.
And moving to step number 2, bonus points. This is going to be critical in this match coming up tonight, especially in the boys' match against the General Mclane Lancers. Got to score bonus points. Got to win that bonus point battle here tonight.
Yeah, we saw that both with the girls in their first home duel against Sagertown 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? Either way.
It was before Christmas, I believe, so it's been a couple of weeks.
Right. We saw that between them, and then we saw that with the boys down in McGuffey. You gotta rack up those bonus points. Every single point matters. You don't want to leave it up to a tie, the tiebreaker, and you don't want to not score enough bonus points that you come up short. So you gotta, if you can get the tech fall, try for the pin first. If you're in major decision, aim for the tech fall, and so on and so forth.
Yep, we've got to push the limits there. And our third step to success: just be smart. Be aware of where you're at on the mat. Be aware of where you're at in the score sheet. Be aware of the time on the clock. Don't be giving up a late takedown to end the period or whatever. You just got to be smart and always looking to score and put yourself in a good circumstance to come out in the best way possible for the team. So. I'm just getting situated with my papers here, Jack. So got a full slate of wrestling here tonight as, again, the Lady Beavers wrestling team will be taking on the General McLane Lancers as I believe it's the first year for both teams this year, Jack. So we'll look forward to bringing that action as soon as it comes out onto the to the mat. As the girls continue to get warmed up out there, we had a little glitch in our computer program. It kind of shut off on us or locked up in the middle of the opener. So I got her up and running, and I'm not going to try anything else. We're just going to bring you the live action here as it's been an eventful day, to say the least.
Yeah, yes, it has. Between Ethernet issues, random freezes, and even just getting here, It's been a journey and a half.
So anyways, we're just about ready to get into the girls' action. One nice thing, hopefully they continue to do that the rest of the night. We have the PA announcer right below us. They have us in a little bit of an elevated position in the gym here, and they announce the middle school guys. So hopefully they do the same for the girls and varsity upcoming.
Yeah, very helpful.
So I guess I can take that off the screen. We don't need that anymore. Jack, how about you pick us a spotlight wrestler for the night?
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's see here.
That'd be a Corry Higher Ed spotlight wrestler of the night.
Yeah. Trying to think of who we've done.
I believe we did Mason Savitz the first night, and I think we did Cody Proper down at McGuffey, and I want to say that's been it, hasn't it?
I think so, yeah. That sounds about right. Well, we did.
Against Conneaut we had one as well. So
yeah, Cooper, I think.
I think that was Cooper that night. So I have a guy I'm thinking of if you don't come up with anybody.
Well,
I'll kind of bail you out if you want.
Well, now that I know who we've done, I've got it. How about Cale Albers?
Cale Albers is the same guy I was thinking of. He'll be our spotlight wrestler tonight, brought to us by Corry Higher Ed. And he is a man on a mission this year. Last year he was trying to get the single season pin record, and he come up a couple pins short. So I'm sure that's on his mind, and he'll be looking to do the same here tonight, boosting his pin totals as he'd had a good showing down at the Southmoreland tournament Christmas weekend, and got a few more pins there, and I'm sure he'll be looking for some more pins here tonight.
Yeah, always exciting to watch him wrestle. A very technical guy. Just, you know, always so crisp to watch him, and I think that's why he's so good at getting those pins, you know.
That's one of the things about that I can say about all of the wrestlers this year. They're very persistent about scoring. When the wrestler steps out onto the mat, he's looking to score, and he's not happy with just one score. He continues to improve the score period after period, minute after minute, and always looking to advance that score to a bigger advantage, or if it's at a disadvantage, they're looking to make it a smaller disadvantage. So that's one thing I can say about the Beavers this year is that they're very persistent and continuously look to change the score on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and we saw that right from the very first duel in the assembly match against Union City. You know, I think every single Beaver in that duel started their match off with a takedown, and it was within the first, like, 15 seconds every time as well.
Yeah, 15 to 30 seconds, there was a takedown, and it was usually the Beavers out in front. So look for that trend to continue on here tonight as the Beavers look like they're just coming out of that's the middle school guys coming out of the locker room there. Girls have already warmed up, Jack, so we're just waiting the start of the girls' match. As I see they're all circled up underneath the basketball hoop down there to our left. And the one thing you'll see up on the scoreboard is that is the team score on the screen. And once we get that wrapped up, we will have a reset, and then we'll do it again for the boys. So we're ready to just about get things going here. I will call out the individual score for the individual matches as we go along. But glad everybody is aboard as we get a nice dual meet here between the Lancers and the Beavers. And this one ought to be exciting as we get ready to get things going.
Yeah, Dewey, I got to say, I don't blame anybody that opts to stay home and just tune into our spiel.
Yes, especially the way the weather was tonight. It was one of those nights where, you know, we got through Mill Village and we were starting to climb that big hill out of Mill Village. And I was thinking, you know, it would be nice if we could just turn around and go home and watch it on TV. But we're the ones doing it. So we got here and got set up. And I don't know what the delay is here, but it looks like maybe they're in the middle of weigh-ins or something. I don't know.
Could be. That feels like what's usually that, or we're waiting on an official.
Well, the officials were here. Here comes the girls Lancers out onto the mat. So they will get warmed up, and I believe I might be wrong on this, Jack, but I believe after they get warmed up, we will have announcements just like we do before the boys' match. They'll have it at the girls' match where they will announce the girls into what weight classes they'll be wrestling in as we continue to get things set to go here.
I believe you're right, Dewey. I think they did announcements for the girls for our home match as well.
Well, the Lancers were quick to get warmed up.
Yeah, wow. No,
as they're off the mat already.
They're ready to go.
Well, I know the girls are looking for their first dual win of the season, as they haven't had a lot of dual meets, but they've had a couple of tournaments. They've been placing rather high in some of those tournaments that they've been in.
Yeah.
I know they took a second. I think at Hickory they were third, I believe, and they were second at Penn Cambria.
Yeah, that sounds
or something
right.
like
it's
that.
Either that or inverse.
And then they also took second place at the last one they were at, which was, I don't remember where it was at.
Did the girls go to Southmoreland with the guys?
Maybe.
Let's see.
They don't have anything up on the scoreboard yet, Jack, so I don't know what weight class the girls are going to start at. But we should be getting to some wrestling action here in a moment or two as everybody getting settled in here. good crowd on a nice snowy wintry evening.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the amount of people that have shown up, given the.
Well, the black and orange side is pretty full. And we do have the girls lining up on the edge of the mat. So we'll try and get some kind of J. Gill Heating and Plumbing starting lineup here.
Oh, I got it. Okay, they took second at the Ram Rumble or Ram Slam at Pine Richland High School.
That was this past weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it wasn't at Southmoreland. Southmoreland did have a girls' tournament.
Yeah.
But our girls were not in there. It was at the Richland, the Ram Slam, or whatever it was called.
They're calling it both on Facebook, so I'm not sure. Ram Slam or Ram Rumble. Let's see. And then second down to Pencambria, you were right. So some really good tournament showings from these Lady Beavers.
Yes, and it helps that they have a full roster, or next to a full roster. I don't think it's a complete roster. I think they have a couple of holes in it, but a very, very full roster, as the girls have good representation here.
Yeah, for being the program's first year, it is quite impressive how much they've been able to fill that roster.
The girls of both teams, Jack, are wearing a purple T-shirt, and I don't know what it says on the front of them.
Well, I think this match is dedicated to, I'm trying to remember the name, fibrosis.
Well, I do see the coaches wearing the same T-shirt, and I see the T-shirts scattered throughout the gym here. So we'll try to figure out exactly what it is that they're promoting here tonight.
I think it's systemic fibrosis. I think this match is dedicated to survivors of it or people with it, if I'm remembering correctly.
Well, we have a buzz in the gym here tonight, Jack. It's a good feeling as we're just awaiting the PA announcer to jump on board and give the rundown for the girls' match here tonight. And it looks to me like if that's the lineup for the Lancers here tonight, Jack, they got a few more holes than they got participants.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. At first glance appears to be more Beavers.
Well, tomorrow, the boys' basketball team is traveling over to Mercyhurst Prep to take on the Lakers. I know Tim and Scott will be on the call for that. I'm headed out there to run camera or a floor camera for them tomorrow night. So JV action and varsity action for that tomorrow night. And then that's Friday. Then Saturday, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that Cottersport gets back to us and lets us know if they're going to have internet out there or not. It's kind of a dead area, but it's a team event, and it looks like they have 8 teams listed on the website for the tournament. and there's a lot of good competition there, and it seems how they're going to do it as team duel events. I'm going to try to get out there and cover the broadcast for it, but we're just waiting on Cottersport to get back to us and let us know if the service out there is applicable or not. I hate to take a ride all the way out there and then not be able to do it, but at least we'd have it on recorded, and we could upload it and do a live stream at a later time. So worst case scenario, that's what we'll do with it.
Dewey, I was able to get the shirts. I zoomed in enough. They say take down cystic fibrosis.
Okay. Kind of a joint effort here tonight. And it looks like maybe the Lancers are wearing purple singlets as well. At least I see one of the girls with a purple singlet on. Well, unfortunately, Jack, I did see the whole entire boys team for General Mclane go into the locker room just before the girls came out to get warmed up. And I bet you that's where the officials are at, is weighing the boys in.
Yep, I'm sure you're right.
So as this continues to be a reoccurring event here where they have girls and boys in middle school all at the same time, you would think they're going to have to start putting 2 officials at each event. You see it at basketball tournaments all the time. They have a set of officials for every game.
Yeah.
And they, we just did the ECL Classic over in Fairview. We had 4 games. We had 4 sets of officials.
Yeah, that's how it was for the Jim Grusha tournament in Corry, too.
So maybe they're going to have to start doing something like that here, because this is really getting to be a lengthy, drawn-out thing where your official goes into the locker room to weigh the guys in, and then you have your girls out here waiting for the official to come out to do the officiating for their matches. So I'd like to see them get this cranked together a little bit better and tighten it up and make it a little more fan-friendly from the guys sitting in the seats here inside the gym.
Yeah, I agree. It can't be that hard to get just one other official here, surely.
Well, I do know that there's a crimp on officials across all of PIAA sports, and we just need to get more people involved. And, it's if you enjoy wrestling and you have some knowledge about the sport, get a hold of the PIAA, take the test, and become official, and then you can get paid to come and do the events.
Yeah, you get literally the best seat in the house.
Well, we have the best seat in the house, Jack. So,
second best seat in the house.
Well, really, they have the better seat than us because they're right down on the mat.
Yeah.
Well, we just appreciate everybody bearing with us here as we are just awaiting for the officials to come out and take control of the event here as we are waiting for, I'm guessing that's what we're waiting for, officials to come out, because the girls are out on the mat ready to get going here, both sides, as they are lined up on the edge of the mat.
Or at least they were. Now our girls are more of in a huddle.
Kind of in a huddle there underneath the hoop, but we're ready to get things going here. While we're waiting, Jack, let's give a little shout-out to all of our sponsors that have been so generous to stay with us and be on board with us here. Obviously, we have Box It and Lock It with the pregame show. We have Snap Fitness of Corry, the 3 Steps to Success, the Corry Higher Ed Council with our Spotlight Wrestler of the Night, American Legion Post 365 with the National Anthem, J. Gill Heating and Plumbing with the starting lineups, Fox Family Insurance with the opening whistle in the opening match, Knapp's Butcher Block is at weight class 189. Epiphany's Emporium, obviously they don't have a special spot in wrestling here tonight, but they are a sponsor for the first quarter in basketball. Same thing with Epiphany's Emporium. They're the second quarter sponsor. Humes Ford of Corry is our halftime show and stats. Corry Pre-Owned Auto Sales is the third quarter sponsor. K&E Surveyors is fourth quarter sponsor in basketball on weight class 160. Carney and Ruth overtime in weight class 152. Corry Federal Credit Union is the scoreboard. And Jim's Automotive is the timeouts. Well, I know he gets a lot of recognition that way, especially in basketball. Corey Manor is injury or blood time. Dusty's towing is just on board with us again. Dahlia's Gifts and Decor is the cheerleaders when we do get them. And I do see our Dahlia's Gifts and Decor cheerleaders to our right here, Jack. So when you see them scamper out onto the mat tonight, if they get a chance to perform, let me know, and we'll zoom in on them and try not to cut the commercial there. Dynasty Construction is our instant replay, which I don't really do much of in wrestling. Piece B at the Hive is a three-point shot in basketball. J.H. Napa Auto Parts is our 107 sponsor in wrestling. UTEG's Body Shop is 215 weight class. Corner Bar and Grill, Stalling. Bracken Funeral Home Pin. Corry Community Foundation at 138. Corry Central Labor Club is 132. Corry Manufacturing Company is a Point Streak. Viking Plastics is our court cam. Sawyer Builders is a shot block in basketball. Lake Erie Appliances at 126. Capella Transportation, they're the charity stripe foul line in basketball. Gladiator Law Firm, technical foul in basketball. P2 Paving post-game show. Healthy Smiles of Corry is our offensive move of the night. Erie County Community College is our defensive play of the night. Karate Chevrolet is a sponsor of the player of the night. Deej Experience is a sportsmanship award. Relevant Church is our reversal sponsor. Salt Church at 113 or 114 or 116 now after Christmas. Ross Becker Insurance at 142. Crossroads Fellowship at 121. Corry Custom Machines at 172. Big shout out to those guys that always help me out so very much, let me go early and get out of work to cover things. So Corry Custom Machines, great place to work. Fork and Barrel Library Bar and Grill is 285, and Vern's Garage is a sponsor with us, and we just get to play his commercial as much as we can. That's all of our sponsors there, as it's always fun as they continue to be big sponsors on our broadcasts and able to bring you all this wonderful athletic events.
Yeah, I think Scott told me the other day we were up to like 44 or 45 sponsors. So, it's never too late for anyone else to jump in and join the Deej-mobile, if you will.
Oh, we are ready. I see the officials came out of the locker room. So once they get settled in, we can get settled in and get things going. As I see all the girls line up on the edge of the mat one more time here, as we will look to get things rolling. And as always, as we get information, we'll spit it out to you folks. I'll let you know what's going on.
Yep, if there's one thing we like to do, it's run our mouths. Which has been pretty evident because we've been doing it for the past, 20 minutes.
At 100 pounds for the Lancers, we have Ella Clark. For the Beavers, we have a forfeit. At 106 pounds, Ashley Campbell. And for the Beavers, Finley Forster. At 112 pounds for the Lancers, Isabella Goodman. And for the Beavers, McKenna Williams. At 118 pounds, Lincoln Bale, and for GM, Lily Lord. At 124 pounds for Corey, Leah Mitchell, and for the Lancers is a forfeit. At 130 pounds is a double forfeit. 136 pounds for the Lancers, Madison Ford, and for the Beavers, Coda Kuzman. At 170 pounds for the Lancers, Whisper Abercrombie, and for the Beavers, forfeit. At 190 pounds for the Lancers, Maddie Mclane, and for the Beavers, Kenzie Dow.
Well, there you have it. The Jake Gill Heating and Plumbing starting lineups for both teams there as we're just about ready to get this one going. Jack, once things is going, I'm not going to be able to sit any longer. I'm going to have to get up.
Don't worry, I had to stand up too.
At 142 pounds for the Beavers is Farah Forestry, and for the Lancers is a forfeit. And at 148 pounds is Ava Taylor, and for the Lancers is a forfeit.
So it sounds like they're going to do announcing the rest of the night as well, Jack. So that will be good as the lineups are set in stone, so to speak, and we're going to be getting going here. Nobody's standing in behind us, so I'm safe to stand up here. Captains come to the middle. They shake hands with the official and one another. And I would imagine that the Lancers are going to be green as they are the home team, and Corry will be the red team as the visitors. And just as I say that, the Lancers are the red team. As they flip the coin and it come up red, and they point it to the Lancers, and the Lancers will have choice.
Finally worked out. We'd been saying all throughout that Union City match that Union City should have been green because they were the green team.
Well, ultimately it comes down to the official, I believe.
Sheets for both teams.
We know what weight class we're starting at?
Yeah, 152.
152, thank you.
We had it printed before we drew 152.
Well, Jack, I just got word from one of the Edinburgh coaches. We're starting at weight class 152 with the gentlemen after the girls get done, so that'll be nice to know that. And we also have a projected lineup, and I don't see any forfeits up and down the lineup at all for either side. So a full night of wrestling with the boys as we get ready to get things started here with the girls. Coda Kuzma out here for the Beavers. She had her scooped up. She'll put her down onto the mat, and guess what? Just like the boys, the girls are going to wrestle from in front here tonight. A three-point takedown. Less than 15 seconds into this match, she has that armbar worked in on the near side, looking for an underhook to go with it, puts a half in, and she'll work that half and get her flipped over. As the official continues to count, I think he got two. Nope, only a one count. As Kuda will slide up and try to get that leg worked in with that tight gut. A minute 20 to go here in the first period. Gets a 2-on-1, rolls all the way through. She'll load up again. A minute 15 to go here in the first period. Has that armbar worked in nice and tight. Wrist control on the far side, lets the armbar go. Coming up on a minute to go here in this first period. As the arms turk together, she'll turk the leg or step through, and she'll get her flipped over. Official counting near fall points. She'll scoop the head, chest on chest, trying to keep her in a pin position, and there it is, a Bracken Funeral Home pin with 50 seconds to go in the first period.
Great way to start the night out, Dewey. She came out aggressive right away, got her up in the air within seconds, and it was all smooth sailing from there.
Well, the Beavers take a quick 6-0 lead. And they don't have a weight class up on the clock, so I'm kind of lost as to what class we're at right now. Coming up to the table, I believe this is Ava Taylor. And that would be at weight class 148. If we started at 142, that would be, and 148 is going to be Ava Taylor with a victory. And that'll bring us up to weight class 155.
And I believe this is going to be a forfeit as well, Dewey, if memory serves.
Did you catch the name?
I think he just said Ava Taylor for this one.
Well, the other one had to have been Farrah Four Springs. Well, anyways, you look at it, the Beavers out to an 18-0 lead already. Well, this is Mackenzie Doubt for the Beavers. I did not catch the name of the Lancer out there.
Abercrombie, I believe.
Abercrombie, you are correct. She'll spin her down to the mat and settle in behind as Abercrombie gets the early lead here, 1:40 to go in the first period. Doubt with that wrist control. Got to find a way to break that lock and get it passed over her head, but Abercrombie's going to get her flipped over. And there's a Bracken Funeral pin with 1:21 to go in the first period. And that will get the Lancers on the board.
Moving right along here, Dewey.
That should put us at weight class 190. And that don't look like a 190 over there.
I believe this one was a double forfeit.
Well, that's weight class 100 that's out there right now. And Corry has a forfeit there, so that's going to tighten things up. Lancers back to within 6 points as we move up to weight class 106.
At 106 pounds for the Lancers, we have Ashley Campbell. For the Beavers, Finley Forspring.
Campbell versus Finley Forspring. I think they said
I got that
Ashley
one.
Campbell?
I got that one.
Oh, okay.
And we are underway here, 106. Finley Forspring looking for the advantage. Working with the head and arm out front. Trying to get it dumped over into a takedown. Now she'll come to the near side cradle. And now she'll settle right in behind and get a 3-point takedown and go to work on top. 1.5 minutes to go here in the first period. Forspring out in front. Looking to bundle the arms. Has the arms bundled, looking for a far side cradle. Continuing to work on top. She'll flatten her back out and look to pick that leg up, step through. And she'll continue to work with that arms bundled out front. And she got out front there and got her opponent, Campbell, got back up to her referee's position. So Finley quickly in behind again to maintain control. Now she'll drop down to a leg to get the opponent back down to the mat. And she's going to scamper free. Campbell gets the escape. 45 seconds to go here in the first. It's 3-1. Finley looking for another takedown here. Continuing to work on her feet here. Coming up on 30 seconds. She's in on a double leg as she looks to dump it over. Good sprawl there by Campbell to fight it off as they go out of bounds. 25 seconds to go in the first. Campbell working with a collar tie. Finley fights it off as they work close to the out of bounds. 15 seconds to go in the first period. Four Springs out in front, 3-1. Pushing forward. Now she'll shoot in on a leg, captures a leg, single leg. Campbell Wizards to stay out of it. And the first period is going to come to a close with Four Springs out in front, 3-1. Campbell will defer to the third period, and Finley emphatically points down, and she'll start on the bottom here on the restart to start the second period. Campbell covers on top. Finley trying to work up from her base, gets to a seat, right up to a stand-up. As she'll look to hit that sit and switch. Still with that leg, as she'll look to get a relevant church reversal. Campbell grabbing the head, trying not to give it up, but Finley in a good position here to score that reversal. Campbell just staying with that headlock. Finley up to a referee's position. She'll look to Turk the leg and complete that relevant church reversal. Now she'll settle back in as she gets the reversal and trying to get that half Nelson in to get her flipped over. 1:10 to go here in the second. And they're going to be whistled for out of bounds. It's 5-1 in favor of Four Spring. As she worked awful hard and a long time to get that reversal. She'll cover her on top on the restart. Picking an ankle, trying to get her opponent flattened out onto the mat. Working with that tight gut. Under a minute to go here in the second. Really cranks that tight gut in good and tight. She'll put a half in. And Campbell does a good job of forcing the shoulder down to the mat to prevent going over. Finley continuing to work with that half, trying to get her rolled over. Just shows the flexibility that these girls have. Works with that half Nelson and wrist control. Just can't get Campbell over to her back. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Finley on top. Trying to find a way to get her opponent flattened out onto the mat and rolled over. Coming up on 15 seconds to go here in the second. Campbell has choice for the third. Four Spring trying to get it to end here. Has an over armbar in with an underhook, trying to get her rolled over. Continuing to work, and she's going to run out of time as the second period comes to a close. And Finley will take a 5-1 lead into the third period as Campbell chooses neutral to start the third. Underway here in the third. Oh, she goes to a head and arm and catches her and puts her over to her back. As Finley's going to have to work hard to get out of this one. Does a good job of bridging out of it. And will give up the 4 point. That's a 7-point move. And that will make it 7-5 or 8-5. Already had a point on the board. So Finley's going to have to work hard here to get back in this one. She's trailing by 3 now. Campbell out in front, 8-5. Trying to get that power half worked in. Four Springs up to her base. A minute to go here in the third. Up to her feet now. Gets pulled back down to the mat on a heel trip. 50 seconds to go in the match. Four Spring gets that wrist control, trying to get out. 40 seconds to go. Still with one toe in and get whistled out. She'll get the 1-point escape. It's 8-6. Forspring needs a takedown here. A 3-point takedown will give her the lead again. As she's in on a leg. Campbell Wizards to stay out of it. Got to find a way to get that arm free. 18 seconds to go. Trying to get that arm freed up. 9 seconds to go. Forspring still working. Just can't get it. Finally get that arm freed up. And time's going to expire before she can get it. And this match is going to end with Campbell squeaking out an 8-6 victory.
Dewey, that match shows you how one move can change the entire match. Finley was in firm control there for 2 quarters, and then just that one 7-point move flipped the script.
Just couldn't get her arm freed up. Good job of Campbell to keep control of it as they move up to weight class 112.
Now wrestling for the Lancers, Isabel Goodman, and for the Beavers, McKenna Williams.
It's McKenna Williams for the Beavers. Jack, did you happen to catch the name of the Lancer on this one?
No, I was hoping you did. Little muffled there.
It would be better if we had an actual roster from them to kind of work off of. Anyways, Williams in on a nice double leg here, trying to finish it. And will plant her down onto the mat. Nearly got her right over to her back immediately. But Williams will wrestle from in front, has a half and wrist control. She continues to work her over, trying to get that into a near fall circumstance. Doing a good job of staying off of her back here. Williams really working hard with that half and wrist control. Just continuing to work around the head there. Finally got her flipped over. Looking for the fall, and there it is, the Bracken Funeral Home fall in the first period, 1:01 to go. And the Beavers push the lead back out, as that will make it 15-24.
And we're seeing already how much those bonus points matter, do we?
Yes, it is. Big scenario here as we'll move up to weight class 118. 118 should be Lake and Bale for the Beavers. But it looks like the Lancers have to present first, and here comes the Lancer out. And here comes Miss Bale to the scorer's table.
Now wrestling for the Lancers, Lily Joyce, and for the Beavers, Lincoln Bale.
Well, I caught it was Joyce for the Lancers and Bale for the Beavers, as they work with the collar tie here. Both of Lakeland's brothers wrestle for the Corry Beavers. You can see where that itch got scratched in her family. Isaiah is a senior on the boys wrestling team. And Isaiah is coming up through the middle school ranks. As she's working with a collar tie here. Got caught with a leg trip. And she's going to give up a 3-point takedown here as Joyce is going to wrestle from in front. She'll turk the leg. A nice sit out there by Bale. And she'll look to get the reversal, and does a relevant church reversal. It's 3-2 now for Joyce. She'll have to get up off the bottom here. Bale looking for the far side cradle. Under a minute to go here in the first. Had the half worked in there, but lets it go. She's trying to bump that elbow forward for a crossface series. Just can't get it to go. I bundled the arms together. She's giving it to you. Work that into a 2-on-1. Get that half worked in. 30 seconds to go here in the first. She'll have a half on the near side, but Joyce right up to a stand-up. Bale's going to have to either cut her loose or get her put back down to the mat. 19 seconds to go here. She'll drop down to a leg. She'll look to get her return down to the mat. And Joyce is going to push right in and get a relevant church reversal. And she's also going to get 2 near fall points. And that should make it 7-2 after the first period. So Joyce had choice and chose not to call anything. Bale chooses down to start the second. Trying to work up off that base position. Joyce with good pressure forward. Keeping Bale down onto the mat as Bale gets up into a stand-up. Has that wrist control. Joyce powers her back down to the mat. 1:40 to go here in the second. Joyce trying to work those wrists underneath there. Bale does a good job of not giving anything up. Got to be careful not to be hit for that stalling. Corner bar and grill stalling. 1:10 to go here in the second. Official telling Bale she needs to work up off the bottom. As Joyce continues to try to get wrist control and get her in a compromised circumstance. Neither wrestler really doing much of anything here, Jack.
Yeah.
I think Joyce is doing just enough to look like she's staying busy. And there's a corner bar and grill stalling against Bale as she gets back up to her referee's position. And now corner bar and grill stalling against Joyce as well. So both wrestlers have been given a stalling warning in this period. Bale on the bottom on the restart. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Joyce trying to get wrist control or something to go with that tight gut. Just can't get that arm bar worked in. Bale doing a good job of staying out of trouble. 17 seconds to go here in the second. Joyce gets her back down onto the mat. Bale spins into her, trying to do a stand-up there to go with it, and can't get it. 5 seconds to go. She'll pass the wrist over, and not able to come out the back door as the second period comes to a close, with Joyce still leading 7-2. And Lakeland has choice for the third period. They're going to be neutral as we get going here in the third. Joyce a little heavy on the collar tie. Bale comes right back with a collar tie of her own. Tried to do a head and arm throw there. Bale blocks it. Right back into it again. And now Bale with the underhook in. 1:30 to go here in the third. Bale trailing 7-2. It's been that way ever since the first period. Bale trying to pull down on the head. Now she'll drop down to a single leg. Switch it to a double, gets in behind. Now you just need a heel tripper back to the mat. And they go out of bounds. Joyce with a very intelligent move there. And I believe Joyce was called for stalling again, and it was given 1 point to Bale. So it's 7-3 now in favor of Joyce. Bale looking to score. Coming up on a minute to go. Bale continuing to push forward, trying to get that takedown. Drop down to one knee. Joyce with a head and arm throw, no good. As Bale stays in good position, and now she's going to pop the head and get a 3-point takedown with 42 seconds to go. It's 7-6. Trying to bundle the arms together out front. Bale trying to bundle the arms together. Hasn't worked in, they're good and tight. 24 seconds to go. Bale trying to bundle those arms together. Joyce just a wide base trying to stay from going over. 12 seconds to go.
Got to be careful not to get another stalling here.
That'd be 2 points. She's already been given up one. 3 seconds to go. And that's how this one's going to come to a close. Bale drops a tight decision, 7-6. That'll get the Lancers back to within range as we move up to weight class 124. Tough match to lose like that, but that's why you wrestle.
Yeah.
Leah Mitchell picks up the forfeit. That'll help the Beavers' cause as they get to 30 points. And then we'll get up to weight class 130. It looks like that's going to be it, Jack. They're not going to get to 130 or 136. And that's how the match is going to end here. Beavers get their first victory. So a little history here tonight.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, we'll keep the camera rolling here, Jack, if you have any final thoughts here before we take a little break and get to the boys' action. But closing thoughts on the girls' first victory.
A lot of exciting matches there, Dewey. Dropped a couple real tough ones there. But you know, still a new team, and you get some of those technical issues worked out, and this team's going to get real good real quick, Dewey.
Yeah, they ended up, let me count it up here for you, Jack. They had 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 4 forfeits for the Beavers, so that's 24 points to overcome, and that's tough for even any program to overcome. Beavers did give up 1 forfeit, so you have 18 points to overcome right out of the gate just because you don't have numbers on your roster. So a good showing by the Beavers here tonight as they get their first girls victory in the team duel. And like I say, we're going to keep the cameras going, and we'll be back in just a little bit as we'll have the starting lineups for the boys in just a little bit. So hang with us.
The following presentation is a Deej Experience production and may not be recorded, rebroadcasted, or retransmitted without the express written permission of Deej Experience LLC. For more information, visit us online at www.deejexperience.com.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Deej Experience Sports Stream. I'm Dewey Hurd. He's Jack Hasbrook. Where are we at, Jack? We are at Edinboro at the high school. Jenna Mclane, Lancers home, and the Beavers have traveled over here on a very wintry night, and the girls took care of their dual meet, getting their first team victory of their existence, and we are ready to get into the box set and lock it pregame show here for the Beavers as they look to continue the rolling on of the W's here this season, as they've had some pretty good showing so far in the tournaments they've been in and the dual meets that they've had. And, boy, they just a special season just keeps on rolling here for the Beavers.
Yeah, big win in McGuffey. Good showing at Southmoreland. All you can hope for now is that the momentum just keeps on chugging along.
Well, they'll have the Lancers here tonight as we get into our Snap Fitness 3 steps to success, and I'm kind of going to go with the same steps to success I had down in McGuffey. Hit your moves. Too many times you see a wrestler half-heartedly shoot or do a duck under or go to a double leg, and you got to hit the hard moves and just hit it hard and fast.
Yeah, if you don't hit your moves, that leaves the door open for your opponent to take advantage. And we saw it in the girls' match how one play, one quick little moment can change the outcome of an entire match. You know, with the new takedown rules and whatnot, you can now get up to 7 points, and that's a lot of points to get real quick and swing a match.
Yeah, so instead of it being a 5-point move, it can be a 7-point move, and that really, and in the same token too, yeah, you give up a big move, but then you got to come back and score points of your own. So second step is bonus points. We've seen it in the McGuffey meet duel down in Claysville right after Christmas. Beavers came away with a 34-30 victory, and bonus points came into a big play there, and I think it's going to be another big play here tonight.
Yeah, when the two teams are roughly even across the board, every single point helps, every single point counts. The last thing you want to do is lose a nail-biter or lose in a tiebreaker. So, yeah, you gotta, if you're only in a major decision, aim for the tech fall. If you're close to a tech fall, try and get the pin first. You got to get every single point out there.
Yep, and then the last step kind of goes with those bonus points. Be smart. Know where you're at on the mat. Know where you're at on the clock. Know where you're at in the score. Just be smart. Don't give up a late takedown, or if you can get a late takedown, be smart and go after it. Just to put yourself in a good position to come away with not only you getting the individual victory in your individual match, but you also set up the team to get as many bonus points and team points as you can.
Yeah, we stress being aggressive a lot of the time, and these Beavers certainly are aggressive. But you also don't want to be so aggressive that you're just, running at the wind, doing whatever suits your fancy. That could lead to just as many problems. So you gotta be aggressive, but you also have to be smart while being aggressive and not leave your opponent open to make any kind of comeback.
Well, that'll lead us into our Corry Higher Ed Spotlight Wrestler of the Night. We're going with a senior on the club here tonight. We're going with Kayla Albers, as he had his heart and soul set on getting that single-season pin record last year, come over so close to it, and I look for him to have the same goal here this season as he's has a nice senior season going, and look for him as he pushes towards 100 victories as well in his career.
Yeah.
So watch out for Mr. Albers.
Yeah, been a big season for him so far, and much like with the team, you hope he can continue that on tonight. Well,
we have our projected lineups here tonight, brought to us by J. Gill Heating and Plumbing. Looks like we're starting at weight class 152, but I'm going to start at 107, Jack, and read right through them. 107, the Lancers are going to have Luke Gray. And for the Beavers, it's going to be Roman Kafferlin. At 114, it's going to be Dom Snyder going up against Logan Willis. At 121, Wesley Simcoe. He'll be taking on Owen Anderson. At 127, Mason McDonald taking on Stephen Willis. 133 will be Ethan Snyder, and it'll be going up against Carson Braswell. At 139, we'll have Lucas Cuffer taking on Isaiah Bale. At 145, Clay Kimmy taking on Will Allen, and that is going to be a very intriguing match as both wrestlers are very good, and that will be the last match of the night. So we'll have to see if it comes down to that last match, who will have the upper hand there. I'll give it to the home crowd just as a flip of the coin if you had to go one way or the other. So we'll have to see what happens there. 152 will be Logan Hayes going up against Cody Proper. Number 160 is Hudson Spires taking on Lamech Albers. 172 is Derek Dubay. He'll be taking on Mason Savitz. At weight class 189, it'll be Matt Caro taking on Landon Nickerson. Dylan Betts will be taking on Cale Albers at 215. And 285 will be Connor Avery taking on Owen Nickerson. And you look up and down that projected lineup here tonight, Jack, there's not an easy bout anywhere.
Nope.
There's a couple of check marks that you could really put by one guy or another to say, yeah, this one should go in his favor. But very few are absolute givens. And you look at this lineup across the board, and this is going to be a good showing for the Beavers tonight to see how they stack up with some of the other teams in their area, in the region, before we get into team duels down in Sharon a little bit later. But it looks like we're going to have some JV action here, as it looks like that's Marcus Meredith coming out for the Beavers. And I don't know who he'll be taking on, but I believe this is a JV match. As we'll cut the box it and lock it pregame show short and get into this JV match.
We will now be starting our JV matches. For the Lancers, we have Josh Caro, and for the Beavers, we have Marcus Meredith.
It is Marcus Meredith. Looking for an arm drag there, sweeping at a leg. Marcus doing a good shot, crossbody into a single leg. And he'll cut it into a double, and he'll settle in with a three-point takedown and go to work on top. 1:30 to go in the first period. As we're underway in a JV match to get things started here. Marcus Meredith taking on a Lancer here, and I'll try to get that Lancer's name. As he's working on a 2-on-1 underneath there. Did not get that guy's name, Jack. As we get going again here. First period coming up on a minute to go. Marcus out in front, 3-0, returns him back down to the mat. He'll put a leg in, continuing to work hard on top. Back with a tight gut, looking for wrist control to go with it. Now he's just going to cut him loose. It's 3-1, 50 seconds to go in the first. Marcus out in front, back with a collar tie. Looking to work it into something here. As he'll work with a 2-on-1 with a wrist, and the Lancer gets free. We're still neutral here. 30 seconds to go in the first period. As a crowd continues to file in here tonight, Jack. So a good showing to, even though the weather kind of lousy outside, but a good crowd showing up here tonight. Marcus in on a double leg shot here, as they'll look to dump it and finish working up the back. Trying to get those feet over the legs. 5 seconds to go here as Marcus will reach back. And the period comes to a close with no change in position. Marcus will take a 3-1 lead into the second period. Marcus will defer to the third period. And his opponent will choose down to start the second. Marcus with a tight gut, goes right into a heel trip. Stays with his opponent not to give up the reversal. Right back into a stand-up. He'll cut him loose. It's 3-2 now. Marcus working on his feet, looking for that single leg. Couldn't get it. Kind of get caught with a head and arm. And gets that freed up. Both wrestlers back to their feet. We're neutral here in the second. Marcus working with that wrist control. Back to the collar tie now. 1:15 to go in the second. Lancer goes to that collar tie. Can't get it to work into anything. Marcus working in the middle of the mat. We have a minute to go here in the second. And he'll sprawl hard to prevent that takedown, trying to get in behind as the arms bundled together. Trying to step over that, not able to do so. Lancer still in on a leg. He'll switch to a double, trying to get the come out the back door. 43 seconds to go here in the second. Marcus trying to lace through the legs to prevent the takedown. And he's going to give it up. And his opponent will take a 5-3 lead. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Marcus going to have to work up off the bottom now. Lancer takes a quick peek at the clock. As Marcus back to his referee's position, 15 seconds to go. He'll hook a leg. 8 seconds to go here. As he'll look to come out the back door, he's going to have to be quick about it. Just can't get it done before the period comes to a close. And his opponent will take a 5-3 lead into the third period. Marcus has choice. He'll go down. The Lancer will cover on top. Right into a sit and switch. There's nothing there. Lancer does a good job of staying with him. And Marcus does a roll through. He'll capture an arm and a leg. Has him wrapped up. Has him stacked up on a near side cradle. He'll get the relevant church reversal, looking for the near fall. 1:40 to go here in this third. We're tied at 5. Chest on chest, trying to advance his position. Continuing to work hard. 4 near fall points for Marcus as he regains the lead, 9-5. I'm sorry, 8-5. 8-5 is the score. As Marcus continues to work on top here. Just under a minute to go in the third period. Lancer back up to his feet with wrist control, looking to get out. As Marcus backs up out of bounds with his opponent. And they will start on the bottom again on the restart. And now Coach Proper coming over to ask a question.
I think, I was going to say, it should be 9 because he's got a takedown, a reversal, and 4 near fall.
Oh, it was 5-3. It was 3-2. Then a 2 for the. It should be 9. You are correct, Jack.
Yeah,
you are correct.
That's probably
that's what's up on the board right now. So a good catch. I thought that's what it was, but the score table didn't catch up as quickly as we did.
Yeah, I kept thinking that. I was like, no, it should definitely be 9.
And we have a caution on the restart. Lancer started a bit early. 45 seconds to go here in the third in this opening JV match of the night. Marcus Meredith out in front, 9-5. 40 seconds to go. And a tight spiral ride. Trying to ride it out. 35 seconds to go. He'll try and heel trip him back over again. And Marcus kind of compromised a little bit there, but able to roll through it. And he'll try to bundle the arms together. 20 seconds to go. Close to the out of bounds. No change in position. And Marcus has all but wrapped up this victory with 11 seconds to go. Something I checked out before we got going here, Jack. Lancers have 25 guys on their active roster tonight. That's almost 2 men per weight class.
Yeah, wow, that's impressive, Dewey.
And Beavers have a big roster as well, but he's going to score a relevant church reversal at the whistle, or maybe not. They're going to let that one come to a close, but Marcus is going to be victorious in JV action, 9-5, as he opens up with a big victory for the Beavers in JV action, and it looks like we're going to have another match here. We'll have to listen intently here to who's coming out.
Now wrestling for the Lancers, Marcus Geyser. For the Beavers,
Aiden Beckering.
And I think they said Marcus Geyser.
That sounds about right. Marcus in on a double leg, trying to switch to a single. Beckering battles back with a wizard and stays out of trouble. 1:40 to go in the first. Lancers sporting the purple singlets here tonight, as this is a dedication match. To cystic fibrosis. One of the GM coach's daughter has cystic fibrosis, so Lancers dedicated it to this dual match to that. And it looks like Beckering got the 3-point takedown, so he'll wrestle from in front here as he has a 3-0 lead. Just under a minute to go in the first period of our second JV match. Looking for the far side cradle. And he'll maintain control, gets him back down onto the mat. Looking for the near side cradle this time. Aiden trying to sink it in. 35 seconds to go here in the first. The arm over the head slips off, but Aiden stays in good control as he'll slip in that tight gut with 25 seconds to go here. Has a near side cradle locked up now. He'll be scoring some near fall points here. 4 seconds to go in the first period. And the time is going to expire. And 4 near fall points will be awarded to Aiden. It'll be 7-0 after the first period. He'll defer to the third. And his opponent, Geyser, chooses neutral to start the second period. And now we're going to have some Corry Manor blood time, as a little bit of seepage from the Lancer. As they'll look to get that cleaned up and get them back out onto the mat. And they cut the Corry Manor blood time. And we'll get ready to get things going here in the second period. Clean start. Beckering looking to build on that 7-0 lead. In on a single. Guys are trying to flip him over, and he's going to get caught as he tried to throw Aiden and not able to get him thrown. And now he'll try to throw him again, and he'll get the 3-point takedown at 7-3 now. And he tries to roll him through. Aiden rolls all the way through with him and stays off of his back. Now he's looking to come out the back door. And he'll look to get those hips elevated and headhunt here. Get that arm pushed through, and he does. And he's got him all the way over onto his back. And he'll look to seal the deal here. 1:05 to go here in the second. Has that arm captured, but not able to get it locked up. He's looking for the near side cradle. And he'll get that worked in. But Geyser gets an arm up through to block the pin. He'll get 4 near fall points, but that's about all he's going to get there. You're really going to have to rework your hold on him. 40 seconds to go here in the second. And there's 4 near fall points for Aiden. That'll make it 13-9. Looking for that cradle again, nothing there. 18 seconds to go here in the second. As those long arms of Aiden trying to lock up a cradle. Guys are just not able to get away from him. They'll reach across the body, has a cradle locked up, but lets it go. And the second period comes to a close with Aiden out in front, 13-3. And he's going to take top. Geyser down on the starting blocks. Geyser covers on top, roll through. And he's going to come out the back door with a relevant church reversal. It's 13-5. He's just going to cut him loose. It's 14-5. Aiden works right back into him. They'll collar tie up. Minute 40 to go here in the third. We break clean. He'll shoot on a double leg here as Beckering sprawls hard to prevent the takedown. Geyser switches to a single leg as Aiden continues to be heavy on the head here, trying to break that hold on his leg. And he's able to prevent the takedown. Nice move there. Minute 10 to go here in the third. Geyser needing a ton of points here. Trailing by 9. Just under a minute to go here as they'll settle back in the middle of the mat. Looking for another takedown here. Geyser in on a leg. Beckering in on a leg of his own. He'll elevate. Get him down onto the mat. Not able to. Yeah, he tried to go right into his near side cradle. Not able to get it. As Geyser is going to get the takedown here. It's now 14-8. 25 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go now. Beckering working up off the bottom. Back up to his referees, trying to come out the back door. 10 seconds to go now. 5 seconds. Beckering looks like he's going to come away with another victory for the Beavers. 14-8 here, Jack, in another JV match. As Beckering got out to a big lead and then just kind of coasted in that third period. And the Beavers score back-to-back victories in JV action.
Yeah, and we might have an early contender for defensive player of the night, or move of the night too, with that roll through.
That roll through and that whizzer that he had in there prevented the takedown as we have another JV match here. So this is Devin Mursky of the Beavers taking on Ethan Simcoe. And this is weight class 152. That's Kearney and Ruth weight class sponsor. JV action here. And I'm taking a guess this might be the last JV match of the night for this dual meet here. Mursky looking for the advantage, has that 2-on-1 on the arm drag. See if he can work that into a takedown here. Simcoe looking for the same thing. Neither wrestler getting the advantage yet. As we're down to a minute 15 to go in the first period. We're scoreless. Still working on that collar tie is Simcoe. They'll break free back to the middle. A minute to go here in the first period. JV match at 152. Mirsky in on a single leg. Simcoe sprawling hard to prevent the takedown. As Mirsky into a whizzer here as they get back up to their feet. And no takedown gained by either wrestler here. Both into a collar tie. Mirsky switches to an arm drag. And we're down to about 20 seconds to go in the first period. Neither wrestler able to get a takedown here. Jack, this looks like we're going to go to the second period scoreless. 6 seconds to go. And there's another good defensive move by Mirsky to stay off of the takedown as the first period comes to a close in a scoreless JV match.
Defensive slugfest going on here.
And we're underway here in the second. Simcoe started down, looking to get the escape and gets it. He'll take a 1-0 lead. Mirsky comes right back, meets him in the middle. As he's looking to get that first takedown of this match. A minute 30 to go here. Second period. Simcoe with a 1-0 lead. Mirsky continuing to work the middle here. Tried to do an arm drag into a single leg, couldn't get it. Simcoe with a head and arm. Now I'll switch to a single leg. Mirsky sprawling hard to prevent the takedown. Simcoe trying to pull it in good and tight, and it looks like he's gaining the momentum. Mirsky in on a single leg. And there's a 3-point takedown for Simcoe as he takes a 4-0 lead. 45 seconds to go here in the second. Simcoe with an armbar, far wrist control. Mirsky fighting it off, but he's going over ever so slowly as Simcoe sinks in the half and gets the Bracken Funeral Home pin with 30 seconds to go in the second. And I was wrong, Jack. Looks like we're going to have some more JV action here.
Well, you got two really big rosters here. A lot of kids to wrestle.
Oh, another JV match here. I don't think we're done with JV matches quite yet either. I see a couple more guys back in the rank and files there getting ready to come out. So match. Colton Porter for the Beavers.
I think
this is Omar Shahab for the Lancers, and it looks like he's going to get the takedown, take an early 3-0 lead. Porter trying to work it off and get back up to his feet. Shahab has a near side cradle locked up, trying to get him worked over. And we'll get him over to his back and needs to readjust that grip a little bit, and Porter breaks it. Wow, that's an early 3 count. 3 near fall points. I maybe would have given him 2. Well, back to work on top. It's 6-0 in favor of Shahab. Porter trying to get back to his feet. 50 seconds to go here in the first. Porter trailing 8-0. And he'll roll him through on a nice 2-on-1. And a good move there by Porter to get the Relevant Church reversal. I didn't see how many near fall points he gave him, but it looks like it's going to be 10-2 in favor of Shahab. Near side cradle locked by Porter, trying to get him flipped over. 20 seconds to go here in the first. Yep, I said the first period, and it's already 10-2. Porter back on top here. Going to work with that tight gut. 5 seconds to go in the first. And Shahab's going to score a Relevant Church reversal as time expires, and he'll take a 12-2 lead into the second. He'll have choice. He'll take down to start the second. The energy starting to build in the gym here, Jack.
Yeah.
As you can hear the buzz getting louder.
Yeah, more and more people filing in.
Porter on top to start this second period, trying to get the return to the mat, and does. Shahab trying to work off the bottom. Porter with that 2-on-1. Like to see him roll that through, get some near fall points, get himself back in this match. Looking for the ball and chain here. Unable to get it sunk in as he continues to work on top. Had that 2-on-1, but it slips off. And Shahab going to power into another Relevant Church reversal. It'll be 14-2 now. And he does a much better job with that 2-on-1 to tilt them over. And he'll have two more near falls to make it 16-2. Just under a minute to go here in the second. Another quick little tilt roll through, and more near fall points will result in a tech fall, but he has an arm bar worked in with a 2-on-1. They'll work the half in. Porter fighting that off. 35 seconds to go here in the second. He'll stack them up and flip them over, and there's the Bracken Funeral Home pin. 33 seconds to go in the second. And the Lancers even up the JV action here. 2 victories apiece. One more JV match to go.
We think one more anyway. There's been 3 more JV matches to go.
I see one more guy back there getting hot, so we might have another one here.
Now wrestling for the Lancers, Bernie Lawrence, and for the Beavers, Zach Nichols.
Well, this is Jack Nichols for the Beavers.
Did they say Xander for the first name for the Lancer?
I don't see it on here anywhere. Anyways, Nichols trying to prevent the takedown, but he's going to give it up. As the Lancer will wrestle from in front, 1:20 to go here in the first. Working hard on top, has that half worked in, gets him rolled over. As Nichols tries to roll all the way through, his opponent's going to scoop the head. And this one could be over quickly, as that's good and tight with 1 minute to go here in the first. And there it is, another Bracken Funeral Home pin for the Lancers as they take the lead in JV action, 3-2. More JV action. I'm going to quit saying one more match. A lot of big rosters here by both teams.
Yeah.
Is that Cooper? Cooper Hodak?
I think so.
He's wrestling with a Darth Vader mask?
Has
Has he got some kind of injury going on?
not that I'm aware of.
For the Lancers,
Guess so.
Cooper Hodak out here for the Beavers. Taking on Alexander Williams. Cooper in on a single leg, and he'll trip him down to the mat. Cooper's going to wrestle from in front. Gets the 3-point takedown, 1:30 go. Here in the first. Back up to their feet. Heel trips them right back to the mat. And they go out of bounds with Cooper in control. Boy, that Darth Vader mask getting some mileage on it. I first seen it back in the day when Jonathan Hammond had to wear it for the Beavers. He did not like that thing. And Cooper's going to let him go. It's 3-1 now. I think if you have to wear one, your opponent should have to wear one as well.
Oh, yeah.
Make it even. Your vision is a little impaired in those things.
Right.
But unfortunately, Cooper has some kind of injury that necessitates wearing of the mask. And it don't look like he has it strapped on very well. He'll work with an ankle pick. Can't get it to go as he continues to struggle with that mask. 33 seconds to go here in the first period. Cooper out in front, 3-1. Looking to build on that lead here. He'll swipe on the leg again, get it this time. Lancer able to get his foot back down onto the mat. 15 seconds to go in the first. Both wrestlers continuing to work here. Again, Cooper swiping at the leg, not able to get it. Continuing to work that mask over. And that's how the first period is going to come to a close. Cooper takes a 3-1 lead into the second. Lancer has choice. They're going to go down on the start of the second, giving Cooper the choice in the third period. Right off the whistle, Cooper tries to get that arm bar in. In with a spiral ride. Trying to get his guy flattened out onto the mat. He'll work that leg in. Still trying to bundle those arms together. And Cooper unable to stay in behind. He'll give up another escape. It's 3-2 now. Right back into a collar tie here. He'll shoot crossbody on a nice single leg. He switches to a double. Got to find a way to finish it. Gets the 3-point takedown as he stretches the lead back out to 6-2.
That was impressive, keeping those feet in bounds there, Dewey.
Yeah, he dug the toenails in on that drag and was able to keep one in. And he's rewarded with another 3-point takedown as we have 1:03 to go here in the second period. Cooper out in front, 6-2. Right into his stand-up as Cooper puts him right back down onto the mat. Under a minute to go here in the second. Cooper looking for the far side cradle. Unable to get it sunk in. Able to keep the arm captured, though, as Cooper will continue to work on that cradle. Not able to get it. He'll come with a near side half as he'll look to bundle the arms together, and he'll try the far side cradle on the other side. Got it, but didn't get him stacked up very far as he tries to bundle the arms together. Lancer does a good job of stretching out, not to give up that cradle. Cooper continuing to work on the crossface series here. 10 seconds to go here in the second. Cooper out in front, 6-2. 2 seconds to go. And Cooper will head to the third period, leading 6-2. Your choice here, Jack? If you had choice, where would you put Cooper?
Down.
Well, he listened to you. He's down. on the restart or on the start of the third period here.
Where would you put him?
I'd put him down as well. High base. He'll get into a stand-up, and he'll face and get the escape. It's 7-2.
And that, Dewey, is why you put him down.
Nice double leg shot here by his opponent, trying to come out the back door. Cooper doing a good job of blocking it, and look on to counter as he whizzes through the legs and continue to circle towards the legs. That's a good move there. You got to keep moving, though. Keep picking up on that ankle, spinning into that move. He's got an arm bar worked in on the near side, and he'll spin in behind with another three-point takedown to take a 10-2 lead. Coming up on a minute to go here in the third. Cooper with a major decision on the board. Powerhafen gave that up, looking for wrist control. Getting a little high on the side. He's still looking for those cradles. And he's going to cut his guy loose. It's 10-3. 44 seconds to go here in the third. And we have a corner bar and grill stalling called on Cooper as his laces on his shoe come undone. Got to make sure that those are nice and tight and don't come loose. I'm surprised I don't see any tape on those laces. Back to action here. 35 seconds to go in the third. Cooper with a regular decision on the board. It's 10-3. Another takedown would make it a major decision. Coming up on 20 seconds to go. Cooper shoots in on a double leg. His opponent sprawls hard. He'll trip and get the takedown. Makes it 13-3. Back to a major decision with 3 seconds to go. And that's how this one comes to a close. Cooper gets the major decision. And I'd say we have at least one more match to go here in JV action. And it'll be Rue Hellier coming out for the Beavers.
Wait, do it? I can't think of a time we've had so many JV matches.
Well, they're both big rosters here tonight. And a lot of them have been at weight class 133 to 152. So I believe this looks like Kimmy. I'm sorry, this is Josh Caro. Rue Hellier out here for the Beavers. Goes with an arm drag to a single leg, and they get dumped out of bounds before either one can get a control. And we're staying neutral here. Just underway in the first period of this JV match, as we've had a plethora of them before this varsity team duel. Again, Hellier in on a single leg. Picks him high up in the air, and he'll settle in behind with a three-point takedown. Rue trying to work with a 2-on-1 there. A minute 20 to go in the first period. Caro up to his feet, gets the escape. Rue leads 3-1. Cross-body shot by Caro. Hellier sprawls hard to get out of it. Trying to get that leg freed. Caro switches to a single leg on the other side. And Hellier just hammering away on the top of the head. Unfortunately, he's got to circle to out of bounds to get out of it, but a stalemate called by the official. Just under 40 seconds to go in the first. Hellier out in front, 3-1. Oh, nice ankle pick there. And Carroll will be back out in front 4-3. Hellier looking to get out. 25 seconds to go here in the first. $15 seconds to go. Carroll chopping at the arm to get Hellier down onto the mat. 10 seconds to go. And gets to a seated position. And time expires before he can get the escape. So Carroll will take a 4-3 lead to the second period. Hellier has choice. He defers to the third. And Carroll will take down to start the second. And we're underway. Hellier picks him up, plants him back down onto the mat, goes into a spiral ride. Got to try to find a way to get him flattened out there. Unable to do so. He'll Turk a leg and go back to work on top. Still has that leg turked, 1:30 to go. Here in the second, Carroll fighting hard to get back up to his feet. Hellier's just going to cut him loose. It's 5-3 in favor of Carroll. Back to the collar tie. Carroll with a 2-on-1. Trying to get on a leg, unable to do so. Still with that 2-on-1. Minute to go here in the second. Hellier still trying to work through it, can't get it. Carroll in on a single leg. Hellier sprawling hard to get out of it, and does. Back up to a 2-on-1, trying to arm drag to a throw by, and Carroll blocked it. Now Carroll in on a single leg. Picks it way high in the air, and he'll get the three-point takedown, making it 8-3. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Trying to get up off the bottom here. Carroll with the leg turked. Hell, you got to work up off the bottom here. 12 seconds to go here in the second. Carroll out in front, 8-3. And a stalemate called by the official with 6 seconds to go. And just to show you how big of a match this is, we got guys scouting here to our right, Jack. That's how the second period is going to come to close in this JV match. Carroll takes a 8-3 lead to the third period. Hellier chooses down to start the third. Carroll covers on top, stays in good position as we get going here in period number 3. And from what I see from the Corry bench, this might be our last JV match, Jack.
4th time's the charm.
Well, something like that. Carroll gets the armbar worked in, and he'll slowly get Hellier over to his back. And that's a long time to fight over your back in that circumstance. 1:20 to go here in the third. Carroll's going to get at least 4 more near fall points in this move, as he had it locked up good and tight. And there's the Bracken Funeral Home pin at 1:05 of the third. And the Lancers are going to easily walk away with this JV title here. As the Beavers got the 2 first victories here. Then the Lancers got, I think, the next 3. Then the Beavers came back with 1 of them more. And then it looks like the Lancers will wrap things up here with the JV action concluded. We'll take a quick break as they will bring the Lancers out for their warm-ups. I believe the Beavers already had their warm-up, but the Lancers will come out for their warm-up. And then we'll be into the announcing with the PA announcer with the starting lineups. It looks like both teams head to the locker room now, Jack. I don't quite understand exactly what's going on here.
I don't either. I guess they're treating it like a brand new duel.
Well, that'll wrap up the JV action, and we're going to be ready to get into the varsity action, as it looks like our cheerleaders are going to go over and open up the banner for the boys to come through. It looks like the varsity guys will have another session of warm-up here. As we're just about ready to get into that pregame stuff. Nice big crowd filing in here tonight. Holiday's over, and it's time to get back to regular activities here.
Yep. First regular day of 2025.
So we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but tomorrow, boys basketball out at Mercyhurst Prep. JV and varsity action there. Usual times, I believe. Tim and Scott will be on the call there. I'm going to be there working a camera at some capacity. I don't know if it'll be up top or down on the floor, but I'll be out there to help out with camera. And then on Saturday, the boys wrestling team out to the Cottersport team duels. And if everything goes right and we have enough internet, I'll be able to bring that to us, or to you. Now the cheerleaders are taking up the banner.
It's a busy way to end the week for the Beavers, and then next week is just as busy.
Yeah, well, it's mid-season form for all the winter sports.
Yep.
Girls basketball, boys and girls wrestling, middle school wrestling as well. And we're trying to cover as much of it as we can for you.
Yep.
So the reason why I think we see Cathedral Prep over here to our right is they've already wrestled General Mclane, and they got a big victory. It was like 50-11.
Oh, wow.
Or 50-13 or something like that. It was a major stamp on the field. But don't get me wrong, Cathedral Prep ranked in the top 5 in the state.
Right.
Lancers, I think, are at 25. So this will be a good sounding board for the Beavers as how they do against the Lancers here tonight as to how they will do against the Cathedral Prep. I know every roster is different, and you will come up against different teams differently, but if the Beavers can get a resounding victory here against the Lancers, it would bode well for how they would do against the Ramblers.
Right. Transitive property and all that.
So we'll have to see how things get going here as they crank up the music here. And again, this is a dedication team duel here tonight to cystic fibrosis, as one of the daughters of the GM coaches has that, as they try to bring awareness to that disease. And by the looks of the fans in the stands here tonight, point well taken and well represented.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Lancers take the floor as they shower the home crowd with T-shirts. To be honest with you, Jack, in all the years of covering wrestling, and even back in the day when it was 2020 and 2018, 2019, when the Beavers had a real big roster, I've never seen 25-plus wrestlers on an active roster.
Yeah, that is quite large. And It's nice to see. It got us a rare elongated JV duel.
So the Lancers will abbreviate their warm-up, and they will take their side to our right. And we will be able to get into our starting lineups. And we'll just kind of turn this over to the PA announcer, and hopefully you can hear them well enough to hear what's going on, as the Beavers will come back out from the locker room as well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to General Mclane for today's contest between our guests, the Beavers of Corry and the Lancers of General Mclane. Your admission to tonight's contest entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by students in an educational setting. Please give these students your positive encouragement and support at all times. District 10 and its member schools encourage and promote sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at all times. Profanity, racial, or ethnic comments, or any other intimidating actions directed at spectators, officials, student athletes, coaches, or gate management will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the game. Spectators are reminded to stay off the playing surface at all times. The General Mclane School District prohibits the use of tobacco products, including e-cigarettes and smokeless tobacco, anywhere on campus. Violators are subject to a fine of $50 plus costs and ejection from the GM campus. The concession stand operated by the GM Band Boosters Club is open for your convenience. Please dispose of all trash in the containers located throughout the complex. And now would you all please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Before we get into tonight's lineups, we want to take a quick second to talk about Charlie and her journey with cystic fibrosis. Charlie is an athletic, hilarious, thriving 7th grader in spite of having cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is a progressive disease that causes damage to the lungs, digestive system, and other organs in the body. She performs chest treatments before and after school, along with inhaling medication from a nebulizer to loosen the mucus that forms in her lungs. On average, Charlie consumes about 26 pills a day that allow her body to process fat and protein. She also gets to eat while she's asleep overnight with the help of a feeding tube. The advancements of Charlie's medication have improved her life. People who donate to the foundation not only provide advancements and medication for Charlie, they provide it for everyone living with cystic fibrosis. Thank you for your continuous support and participation in this event. We would also like to give a shout out to all our Take Down Cystic Fibrosis sponsors. This includes Grandma and Grandpa Cook, The Medicine Shop, Tom Musgrove Electric, Peterson Bros, Meeker's Main Street Pizza, Brent Burgo and Troyer Transportation, Paul Myers, McCain Tavern, Mike and Becky Opal, Tim Proctor, Jeff and Katie Spires, Dr. Peter Dobrinsky, Precision Metalwork, Arnett family, the Crawford family, Les, Lena, and Travis Palmer, Ella and Elliot, the Pollard family, Jen Etling, Hope Fitness, Dr. Brandon Saraceno, Wasbacker Insurance, Dynasty Construction, Corry Fabrication, Corry Wrestling Booster Club, the McMillan family, American National Association of Lumberjacks, Beck's Heating and Air Conditioning, Vikings Plastics, Massage Envy, Lincoln Daniel Buffalino Foundation, Crossroads Diner, Dave and Gus, the Simcoe family, Erie Fitness Academy, General Mclane Wrestling Coaches, and Wheeler Auctioneering. We thank you all. And now to get into our projected lineups. Tonight's match is starting at 152 pounds. For the Lancers, we have Logan Hayes. And for the Beavers, we have Cody Crawford. At 160 pounds for the Lancers, we have Hudson Spires. And for the Beavers, Lamette Albers. At 172 pounds for the Lancers, Derek Doobie. And for the Beavers, Mason Savage. At 189 pounds for the Lancers, Matt Caro, and for the Beavers, Landon Nickerson. At 215 pounds for the Lancers, Dylan Bice, and for the Beavers, Cale Avers. At 285 pounds for the Lancers, Connor Avery, and for the Beavers, Owen Nickerson. At 107 for the Lancers, Luke Gray, and for the Beavers, Roman Kafferlin. At 114 for the Lancers, Dom Snyder, and for the Beavers, Logan Willis. At 121 pounds for the Lancers, Wesley Simcoe, and for the Beavers, Owen Anderson. At 127 pounds for the Lancers, Mason McDonald, and for the Beavers, Stephen Willis. At 133 pounds for the Lancers, Ethan Snyder, and for the Beavers, Carson Braswell. At 139 pounds for the Lancers, Lucas Kiefer, and for the Beavers, Isaiah Bale. And finally, at 145 pounds for the Lancers, Clay Kimmy, and for the Beavers, Will Allen.
Well, there you have it, Jack. The starting lineups again brought to us by J. Gill Heating and Plumbing. And we are ready to get things going here, get them chin straps buckled in. It's time to get going here, as it looks like they're going to have a quick meeting in the middle here for a quick photo op.
Yeah, dude, I gotta say it's pretty crazy to see just both sides fit lined up to the brim with players.
Yeah, Corry has 21 wrestlers on their roster. General Mclane with over 25. Just a good showing by both schools here tonight, and a great cause. Again, weight class 152 is where we're starting at, and that is sponsored by Kearney and Ruth, as we're ready to get things going here in the first match of the night.
Hunter Harrison, Spencer Nagy, Richie Gomez, Ryan Dedrick, Brady Haskins, James Lear, Owen Watkins, and Chance Kenyon. Your Corry coaches include Travis Crawford, Austin Gillihan, and Brad Allen.
And this is going to come right down to the very last match, I think, here, Jack. I don't really expect either team to get too far in front.
Yep.
But it's going to be a fun night.
Our honorary captains for tonight are Brandon Clark, Loudon Radke, and L.J. Cross.
Again, on the scoreboard, we're going to have the team score. I will call out the individual matches as we go. And it looks like the Lancers have won the coin flip to determine who represents first. But coming out at 152, Kearney and Ruth weight class is going to be Cody Proper for the Beavers.
Big match. Just kick it off, Dewey.
Yeah, way to start out. Going up against Logan Hayes. A fun one right off the get-go. As we're ready to get the night started here. 2 minutes up on the clock. Zeros on the Corry Federal Credit Union scoreboard as we're ready to get things going.
For the Lancers, we have Logan Hayes, and for the Beavers, we have Cody Proper.
Hayes and Proper locked together in the middle, and we're underway here. Shrugged by not able to get anything as they'll reset. A minute 45 to go here in the first period. We're scoreless. Proper and Hayes going at it. Each one trying to find a chink in the armor here to get the first takedown. Cody slides by into a single leg, can't get it. Working close to the out of bounds, and we are out of bounds with a minute 23 to go. Right back on the starting blocks. Into the collar tie. Getting a feel. Trying to feel for a move here to get the takedown. As they continue to work. Close to the out of bounds. As Proper will circle back towards the middle. Still with that collar tie. Both of them with a collar tie. Neither one able to get anything off of it. Under a minute to go in the first. And we have a stalemate called by the official. Restart on the starting block. We're still neutral. 45 seconds to go here in the first. Proper down to one knee. Right back up to his feet. Tries to shrug into a Merkel. And they do give it to him. He gets a three-point takedown right off that Merkel. As Hayes tried to spin out of bounds. But the official gave the takedown to Proper. So, clean start. Proper with the leg worked in, and Hayes picks him up off the mat, and that's potentially dangerous. So they'll settle again on the starting block. Hayes down. Proper to cover on top. 34 seconds to go here in the first. Proper with the near side ride. Trying to get a leg worked in. Got one in, trying to get the second one in. 20 seconds to go here in the first. Proper out in front, 3-0. Trying to tuck that shoulder in and get him rolled over. Has a half worked in. Tried to tee off on it, unable to get anywhere with it. Right back to it again, 2 seconds to go. And the first period comes to a close. The Proper out in front, 3-0. Hayes defers to the third period. Proper takes neutral to start the second.
Right off the bat, we've got an even match here.
Hayes shoots in on a leg, looking to come out the back door. Slowly working his way through, gets to a seated position. Trying to cover the legs. Proper staying up. not giving up the takedown. Working on the ankle. As he'll try and pull him back down to the mat. Hayes trying to come out the back door. Minute 30 to go here in the second. We started neutral. Proper trying to stay up from not giving up the takedown, but he's going to give it up, and we have a tie match, 3-3. Hayes goes to work on top now. Proper back up to his referee base. Hayes working with a leg Turk, trying to get something tied up. Proper fights it off. Into a seated position. Hayes will swing in behind to stay in good control. 40 seconds to go. Second period tied at 3. Proper trying to lift up on the leg to get the relevant church reversal. Hayes stays right with him. 35 seconds to go. Again, Proper in on that leg and potentially dangerous, called by the official. And Proper will have to go on the bottom on the restart. "13 bouts to go through, Jack. We're in for a long night." Proper settles in on the starting block. Hayes covers on top. A quick sit and switch. Proper digging. Still with that sit and switch. Can't get it. Stays with it. Staying with that leg, trying to get around the corner. And he gets the relevant church reversal to take a 5-3 lead.
Keep moving, Dewey, right?
Keep your feet moving. Proper in on a leg to maintain control as they look to work up from the bottom here. Hayes trying to get the corner, cannot. And the second period comes to a close with Proper out in front, 5-3. Hayes has choice. He's going to go down. Proper looks like he's got a little hitch in his giddy up, maybe a sore knee. Has a little assistant brace on the left knee as he'll cover on top. 2 minutes to go here in the third, just underway. Proper out in front, 5-3. Has that armbar worked in. Looking for wrist control on the far side. Get him flattened out here as Proper will look to get him worked over. Hayes able to get the armbar out. Proper with a half on the far side. 1:30 to go here in the third. Unable to get it to go. Hayes back up to his referee's position. Proper with a tight gut, trying to keep him down on the mat. Still trying to work with wrist control. He'll tilt him over. That was a 1 count, but he'll get the armbar worked in with a half. Hayes pulls the half off. Proper still with the armbar. Coming up on 1 minute to go here in the third. Proper settles back in behind. Works a leg in. 55 seconds to go here in the third. Proper out in front, 5-3. He'll get both legs worked in. Has that armbar with a half on the near side. As he'll look to get him rolled over. 40 seconds to go. And potentially dangerous, called by the official. And Hayes will have to reset on the bottom here on this restart with 38 seconds to go.
What do you think was potentially dangerous about that one, Dewey?
The way that Hayes' arm was being pulled up over back, it just didn't have natural movement to it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That could be a shoulder injury. Hayes up to his feet. Proper needs to return him. He switches down onto a leg, stays control as they go out of bounds. 31 seconds to go. Proper digging deep here. He'll cover on top. A clean start, gets a leg worked in. Trying to bump the arms forward. Keeps that leg worked in. 22 seconds to go. getting a tick high. Like to see him settle back a little bit and work on top. Down to 12 seconds to go. Takes a quick peek at the clock. Hayes trying to get back up to his referee's position. 4 seconds to go. And that's how this one's going to come to a close. Proper's going to get the victory. And the Beavers are going to take a 3-0 lead on the scoreboard. Brought to us by Corry Federal Credit Union. As they move up to weight class 160, it's going to be Hudson Spires going up against Lamech Albers. And 160 brought to us by K&E Surveyors. As they strap on the anklet to get going in match number 2. Both guys will get after it here. Trying to get the advantage. Albers peels off the collar tie. Spires puts it right on him. As they continue to work hard here. A minute 30 to go in the first period. We're scoreless in this match. Spires in on a single leg. Lamech Albers sprawls hard to prevent the takedown and blocks that attack and will stay neutral. Albers stays in the middle of the mat as Spires comes back in to collar tie up with him. A minute 10 to go here in the first period. We're scoreless. Second match of the night. Spires looking to give the Lancers their first lead of the night. He'll need at least a major decision to do so. Under a minute to go here in the first. Both guys working hard. Neither one able to get the advantage yet. Albers looks like he wants to tie up, and Spires don't. He'll shoot in on a double leg. Albers with the underhook prevents it. 30 seconds to go in the first. Crossbody shot by Spires in on a single leg. Albers blocking, defending well. Spires picks him up, puts him down on the mat, but isn't able to score. Albers reshoots, head and arm, as Spires shoots in on a leg again. 12 seconds to go in the first period, and we have a stalemate called by the official. 11 seconds to go.
That was some great defense there, Dewey.
We might have just seen a defensive move of the night already. A little early, but there it is again. A shot by Spires. Albers blocking, trying to get out of it. No takedown given as Albers able to get out of it. As time expires, he has choice for the second. He's going to defer to the third period. And Spires is going to go down to start the second. Scoreless after 1.
And Dewey, the Lancers sideline thought they got that.
Well, you can see that Albers had a whizzer in and prevented that takedown. It was late in the period, and a good job of defense there by Lamech. He covers on top. Spires up to his stand-up. He returns him down to the mat. Back with a tight gut. Albers going to work on top, trying to chop it in under 2-on-1. Spires walks the hand forward up to his feet. Albers in with a leg. Spires puts the shoulder down onto the mat to prevent him from getting that advantage, unable to get anything. But Albers with that leg worked in. Go back to work on top, trying to crossface series. Has that leg turked. A minute 21 to go. We have a stalemate called. Spires to go down on the restart. He'll settle in. Albers to cover on top. Right into a stand-up. Turks the leg, covers in behind. Back with a tight gut. Albers working hard, trying to bundle the arms together. Spires doesn't let it go. As Albers will work the far side, trying to get something put together. Unable to get anything. Albers with a leg worked in, trying to dig out an arm. Spires just puts the shoulder down onto the mat, doesn't let Albers dig that arm out. But Albers is finally able to dig it out. Still with that leg turked, 40 seconds to go here in the second. And we have another stalemate called by the official. Spires just not able to get away from Albers. Lamech the cover on top, 39 seconds to go. Clean start, right into a stand-up. He'll trip him back down to the mat. Albers working with that tight gut, 30 seconds to go here in the second. Scoreless. Goes for a crossface series, nothing there. Bumps the arm again, can't get it. He'll settle back in behind. Gets the leg worked in, gets him flattened out onto the mat. Albers works with that tight gut, 13 seconds to go here in the second. Nothing going on here. Albers Spires into a stand-up. Albers try to maintain control, 2 seconds to go. And they go out of bounds with 0.4 seconds to go in the second period.
Dewey, this is going to come down to which one of them gets tired first.
Spires down on the restart. Albers the cover as he looks to ride out the whole second period on top. And he'll do just that. We're scoreless as we head to the third. Albers takes down. Spires the cover on top. Two minutes on the board. Spires covers. Albers looking to get up off the bottom. Spires with that tight gut. He'll look to get the arm bar in with that tight gut. Albers trying to get up off the bottom. Back up to his referee's position. Spires trying to tilt him over. Albers back to his referee's position. And he'll have the stand up and get the escape. It's 1-0 in favor of Albers.
And the way this is going, Dewey, that 1 point could be the decider.
They work closely out of bounds, and he's backing up. Back to the starting block, 1:20 to go.
Might want to be careful for stalling there.
Yeah, well, that's what I think the coaches in the Corry circle was looking for. And again, they push out of bounds. Albers pushing the issue here, 1:12 to go. Out in front, 1-0. As he continues to work forward, Spires in on a two-legged takedown. Unable to get it, a head and arm throw, gets the 2-point takedown. Albers into trouble here. That's a long time to work off your back, under a minute to go. Albers staying off of his back somehow. 47 seconds to go in the third. And Spires gets the Bracken Funeral Home pin. And that will get the Lancers on the board and the lead, to the delight of the home crowd.
And the Corry sideline's unhappy about something. I don't know what.
Well, the stalling that Spires did in the second period, I'm sure. Well, we'll get up to weight class 172, brought to us by Corry Custom Machine. It's going to be Mason Savitz going up against Derek Dubai. And the Beavers need to come right back here with another Bracken Funeral Home pin, the pin of their own. As Mason out here looking to give the Beavers the lead again. Underway. 172. Brought to us by Corry Custom Machine. Mason tied up in the middle here. Looking for a shrug by, nothing there. I think the roles are kind of reversed in this match. The Beavers going to be the intended advantage wrestler here. Dubai kind of the underdog, so to speak. Mason, a top 10 wrestler in the state, as he'll shrug into his double leg. Looking to get the takedown, close to the out of bounds, as he'll pick him up, put him down. And Mason will wrestle from in front with a 3-point takedown. 1:10 to go here in the first. Now Mason will look to go to work on top. Tight gut. Trying to find a way to get him flattened out onto the mat. Under a minute to go here in the first. And they're going to be whistled for out of bounds. Mason still in control. So Derek will have to go down on the restart. And Mason's going to let him up. Give him the escape. It's 3-1. Mason in on a double leg here. He'll look to come out the back door. Derek fighting it off. Mason elevates his hips. Still with a leg captured. And he'll try it again. Derek in on the ankle, trying to prevent the takedown. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Mason out in front, 3-1. And we have a stalemate call. And we're neutral. 24 seconds to go in the first. Clean start. Mason snaps him down to the mat. He'll look to get by the corner, and he'll get a nice shrug by for the takedown. And Mason still spinning for control. Has a near side cradle locked up. 3 seconds to go. Keeping 1 foot in. And give him a 1-point escape at 6-2 to the dislike of the home crowd, but that's the right call.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what their issue is with that one.
And he's not going to win that argument with the official.
And after last match, I'm not really sure if the home crowd gets to complain much about calls.
Well, after one period, Mason has a 6-2 lead. As we head to the second, Dubé on the down as Mason covers on top. Into a stand-up, and he'll let him get the escape at 6-3. Mason with the lead. Mason back to work on his feet here as he'll look for another takedown. Already has 2 in this match. Continuing to work here. Not a lot of action going here as both guys kind of short on the offense here. Back into the collar tie, 1:15 to go in the second. Nearly caught him on a throw. Able to spin out of it was Derek. Mason regroups back to the middle. Coming up on a minute to go. Derek shoots on a leg, nothing there. Neither one gets the advantage. We're still neutral, 6-3 for Mason. Under a minute to go here. Second period. Third match of the night. Mason has the arms bundled together and a head and arm. And they break clean. 35 seconds to go here in the second. Looking for something to shoot at. Changing direction. Back into a collar tie here with 25 seconds to go. In on a single leg. Staying with that single leg as they go out of bounds, and we're still neutral. Clean start for one more time. 15 seconds to go here in the second. Mason with wrist control. Under 10 seconds. 5 seconds to go. And Jack, it looks style that's the second period's going to come to a close with Mason out in front 6-3.
Dewey, I'm waiting to see some. I'm waiting to see a little bit more of a push.
Well, it took a while in that second match to get a push. Mason starts down in the third period here. And Dubé just going to cut them loose. It's 7-3. Back into a collar tie, a minute 40 to go. Both team with a victory as we start this duel. Lancers with the 3 bonus points. That's why they have the 6-3 lead. Mason looking to get the Beavers back in front. A minute 20 to go. Third period, Mason out in front, 7-3. Derek stays with him. Not giving anything up. Tries a cross body shot. Mason tries to spin him around and shrug him by. Not able to get the takedown. We're under a minute to go here in the third. Both guys continuing to work with that collar tie. 40 seconds to go here in the third. Again, Mason tries that shrug by, not able to get it. Derek stays with it. Trying to get Mason down onto the mat. As Mason will try to put a whizzer in here. 25 seconds to go. We're still neutral. Neither one able to get the advantage off of that scramble. 17 seconds to go. Derek sucking that leg in. 10 seconds to go now. Mason sprawling hard, trying to get that whizzer in, worked in. Derek just hanging out on the leg. 2 seconds to go. And that's how this one's going to come to a close. Mason gets the victory, 7-3. And that will tie the match up at 6 apiece.
I think you were hoping for some bonus points there, Dewey.
I was hoping for some bonus points there for the Beavers for sure. As we move up to weight class 189, brought to us by Knapp's Butcher Block. It's going to be Landon Nickerson for the Beavers and Matt Caro for the Lancers.
Now wrestling at 189 pounds for the Lancers, Matt Caro.
As we get going here, Matt, number 4. Looking for the advantage here. Trying to get that collar tie worked into something. Landon doing a good job of staying out of trouble. And they get whistled for out of bounds. A minute 45 to go in the first. Right back into it. Landon working with wrist control. Trying to get that to go with something as, again, they work close to the out of bounds. Landon with the overhooks in. Carroll with the underhooks, and they go out of bounds. We're still neutral with a minute 25 to go. Still a lot of fight in these dogs out here. Neither one really showing a lack of energy. As again, Landon gets the upper hand in the wrist control in the middle here. Carroll trying to get something to go with that collar tie. Landon works on her inside for inside control. Continuing to work with inside control. Right back into the middle. A minute to go in the first. We're still scoreless as both wrestlers trying to get the advantage here. Continue to hand fight in the middle. Back with a collar tie. Neither one giving up an advantage. There's a shot from outside. Nickerson sprawls hard on that double leg to prevent the takedown. 35 seconds to go. And he'll reshoot on a single leg. Not letting him go out of bounds. And he gets a stalling call. Corner Bar and Grill stalling call as he goes out of bounds to prevent the takedown. That's on Caro. 26 seconds to go here in the first. More of the same as they continue to hand fight in the middle. 20 seconds to go now. Try to get into a head and arm, and they go out of bounds, still neutral. And now both wrestlers have a stalling call against them. Corner Bar and Grill stalling call against each wrestler here. 12 seconds to go in the first period. We're still scoreless. Right back into the collar ties again. We got to be smart here as the period comes to a close. 3 seconds. And that's just how this one's going to come to a close, Jack. Just how we started. Still scoreless after one complete. Landon chooses down to start the second. Carroll to cover on top. We have a clean start. Nickerson working off the bottom. Trying to get up to his feet. Stays in the referee's position. Carroll keeps chopping him down to the mat. Trying to get that arm worked in. With a 2-on-1 underneath there. Landon breaks it clean. Back up to his referees. 1:30 to go. As Carroll chops him back down. Back up to his base. Landon continues to work. Carroll flattens him out. Back up to his base. Up to one leg. Carroll puts him back down onto the mat. Gets that 2-on-1 underneath. Nickerson trying to get back up to his base. Gets up to his referee's position. Coming up on 1 minute to go here in the second. We're still scoreless. And we have an injury time. Corey Manor injury time as Nickerson favoring his right elbow a little bit here, Jack. Saying that the chop from Carroll coming down on that right elbow. As the trainer will step in here for a look at Nickerson. Exactly 1 minute to go here in the second in a scoreless match. And they'll cut the injury time. And Landon will have to go down on the restart here with 1 minute to go in the second period. We're tied at 6. There's no score in this match. Carroll covers on top. Goes back to work on top here. Gets him flattened out. 52 seconds to go. Nickerson trying to work up off the bottom here. Looks like he might have had a wrist control there to work into something. 40 seconds to go here in the second. Carroll with some renewed energy here. And Nickerson staying right with him as they work close to the out of bounds with 30 seconds to go. Continuing trying to chop with that right arm. They get Nickerson back down onto the mat, and again he grimaces as he comes to a seated position. As he's gutting this one out, Jack.
Yeah.
Carroll goes right back to work on that right side after that last restart. We'll see what he does here. As Landon has a little discomfort in that right arm. Carroll gets him flattened out with 18 seconds to go. Tries a crossface series out front. Nickerson back up to his base. Just won't give up that right arm. 4 seconds to go. And that's how the second period comes to a close with Nickerson and Carroll tied at 0. Carroll has choice he's going to take down to start the third. Lancers looking to regain the lead here. Nickerson to cover on top. And that's a caution on Carroll. A little quick on the restart. We get a clean start. Carroll spins into it. And he'll score a relevant church reversal and take a 2-0 lead. Nickerson back up to his base. Carroll trying to suck that arm in to go with a 2-on-1. A minute 40 to go here in the third. Trying to crossface series. Nickerson fights that off. Continuing to work hard on top is Carroll. Nickerson trying to get back up to his base. A minute 20 to go. And another corner bar and grill stalling called against Carroll will make it 2-1. To the dislike of the home crowd, Jack.
Hey, you got to keep working, Dewey. I mean, you can't just hold him there.
Yeah, you got to work up from the bottom. You just can't hammer away on top. You got to actually do a move or work into something. See, the official called it because he stayed parallel with him instead of working off to the side to get up to his feet. Under a minute to go here in the third. Carroll out in front, 2-1. Nickerson trying to get back up to his base. Carroll doing a good job of keeping him flat on the mat. 45 seconds to go. Carroll just can't get him flipped over. He can't get anything built in there. And now we're going to have some Corry Manor blood time as Mr. Nickerson had sprung a leak on the mat. Holding his right elbow. And he's got a little bit of a bloody nose. .31 seconds to go in this match, a 2-1 match here. Nickerson gutting this one out. The next corner bar and grill stalling call against Carroll results in 2 points. And another call after that will result in disqualification.
Theoretically, you wouldn't think there'd be enough time for that.
Well, you got 31 seconds to go here. Nickerson needs to continue to battle hard on the bottom, as Carroll will not want to give up the escape that would tie the match at 2. Nickerson will go down on the restart with 31 seconds to go. Carroll to cover on top. We get a clean start. Nickerson stays with him as he'll get back up to his base. 20 seconds to go here. 15 seconds to go. Seven seconds to go. 3 seconds to go. And that's how this one comes to a close. Carroll will get the victory, 2-1.
Got to think the elbow injury made doing any moves significantly harder in that one.
Yeah, so we'll move on to next match here. It'll be 215, UTEG's Body Shop weight class, and it's our Corry Higher Ed Spotlight Wrestler tonight, Cale Albers. Looking to get the Beavers back on another W here. He'll take on Dylan Betts. Right off the initial whistle, Betts shot in on a single leg, and Albers seen it coming as he'll fight it off, and we're staying neutral here. Both guys looking for the advantage. Albers does not chase very often. Betts hammering away with some hand fighting here. As we come up on 1:30 to go in the first period, we're still scoreless. Both guys tapping, fighting through. Trying to gain a wrist control. Into a collar tie now. Crossbody shot with underhook. Trying to get the takedown. Shrug it into a bear hug, unable to get it. A minute to go here in the first period. Both guys right back into a collar tie here, under a minute to go. Into a shrug by, he caught him on the way through. Albers caught him, put him right to his back. He's going to get a 7-point move here. He's looking for the Bracken Funeral Home pin. Chest on chest, trying to sink it in, and there it is. 37 seconds to go in the first. Albers caught him with a Bracken Funeral Home pin.
And Dewey, that is exactly why I said he should be the spotlight player. That is just classic Cale Albers, waiting for the right time, that perfect moment to strike, and then within seconds, it's over.
Caught him on the throw by, put him right to his back, and gets another Bracken Funeral Home pin as they move up to weight class 285, brought to us by Fork and Barrel, Library Bar and Grill. It's Owen Nickerson against Connor Avery, I believe.
Now wrestling at heavyweight. For the Lancers, Corry Beavers, and for the Beavers, Owen Nickerson.
And we are correct on the projected lineup. Owen against Connor. And I tell you what, Owen is methodical with his offense. He is persistent and then some, as he likes to go into that collar tie and just absolutely impose his will on his opponent. 1:30 to go here in the first period. We're scoreless. Beavers with their second lead of the night. 12-9. As they work back into the middle. 1:15 to go in the first period. Right back to the collar tie. A minute to go. Neither wrestler with a takedown yet, as Owen backs his way into the middle of the ring. Connor meets him there. And the combatants go back to work. Owen continuing to work that offense, establishing control of the head as he backs into the middle. Works on that collar tie again. Ducks out of it. 30 seconds to go now. Neither wrestler able to get the advantage. Collar tie with overhook. 20 seconds to go. Tries a shrug by, nothing there. 12 seconds to go now. Continuing to work that collar tie. 3 seconds to go. And that's how the first period is going to come to a close. Scoreless after one complete. Owen has choice. He's going to defer to the third. Connor takes down to start the second. Clean start to the second period. Connor up to his feet. Owen puts him back down onto the mat. Tight gut. Trying to get that arm worked out on the near side. Back up to his crawl position, I would say. Owen puts him back down to his knees. Right back up to his feet. Owen puts him back down onto the mat. Back up to the referee's position. Owen flattens him out again. Wrist control on the near side. Looking for the half on the far side. Nothing there. 1:20 to go here in the second. Scoreless match. As Owen trying to dig that arm out with wrist control. Can't get it. Continuing to work on top. He'll slide to the left a little bit. Come back around looking for the power half. Has it worked in, continues to work it. Continuing to work it. And get him rolled over. 50 seconds to go. And there's a Bracken Funeral Home pin with 48 seconds to go in the second.
And Dewey, if the last match was classic Hale Albers, this was classic Nickerson. We've seen that so many times where he can just get the right wrist control, the right control of the arm, and then flip the guy over with sheer raw strength.
And didn't give it up, just hung right onto it and worked his way over from there. Beavers with their biggest lead, 18-9. We'll flip the weight classes over, all the way over to 107. Brought to us by J.H. Napa Auto Parts. It'll be Roman Kafferlin going up against Luke Gray.
Wrestling at 107 pounds for the Lancers, Luke Gray, for the Beavers, Roman Kafferlin.
Gray in on a single leg. Kafferlin fighting back with a whizzer. Trying to stay square to him, not to give up the takedown. Working with that whizzer in, not giving that other leg to him. As they continue to work close to the out of bounds. Kafferlin sprawling. Gray trying to dump the hips over. No control yet. Kafferlin in on a leg as well. And he'll pull out of it. And we're still neutral. As they continue to struggle for control here. And we're going to have potentially dangerous called by the official, and Kafferlin's going to get out of it. We're still neutral.
That was some mighty fine defense.
Kafferlin has come a long ways in a short period of time as Gray's in on another single leg. Kafferlin grabs that ankle, not giving up the takedown as they continue to work on the mat. A minute to go. Staying with that ankle. Not giving it. He gave it up there, but he's right back on it again. Still no control. And we have potentially dangerous. Or an illegal hold is 1 point for Gray as he had a figure four lock around just the head. Can't do that, so that's a technical violation. Gray shoots in on a leg again. Kafferlin fighting off. In on a leg of his own. Not giving it up. Gray continuing to move into it, has both legs covered, but Roman has the leg of Gray, not giving it up. Still with control of that leg, still no takedown awarded as Kafferlin fights it off by staying on that leg. 12 seconds to go here in the first. Gray out in front on a technical violation point. Kafferlin still hanging on to that leg. As the period comes to a close, Gray has a 1-0 lead. Gray takes down. Kafferlin to cover on top. And we have a caution on Kafferlin. Didn't have the hand positioned on the belly correctly. They'll reset on the start. We get a clean start. Gray into a stand-up. Kafferlin puts a leg in, looking for the second leg. And potentially dangerous called as Kafferlin was completely off the mat with Gray standing. A minute 52 to go here in the second. We get a clean start. Gray to a stand-up. Kafferlin picks him up, puts him back down to the mat. Gets a leg worked in, and again, Gray picks him up off the mat. Gray settles in on the starting blocks. A minute 43 to go here in the second. Kafferlin covers. Gray to a stand-up. Kafferlin picks him up, puts him back down on the mat. Looking to flatten him out here. Continuing to work. Hip ride. And he picks him up as they go out of bounds. Gray unable to get away from him. A minute 28 to go here in the second. Gray out in front, 1-0. Kafferlin on a leg, looking for the near side cradle, can't get it. Gray in on a double leg of his own, trying to get the reversal. There it is. Relevant Church reversal as Gray's lead is 3-0 now. 1:03 to go here in the second. Kafferlin trying to work up off the bottom. Gray trying to get that 2-on-1 and has it. Kafferlin rolled through up to one leg. As Gray will get him rolled over. And get near fall counts. 37 seconds to go here in the second. Gray still has that same grip. Referee holding 3. Gray trying to score. Has an arm bar. 20 seconds to go. 3 near fall points awarded, makes it 6-0. Kafferlin getting up off the bottom here. 10 seconds to go. Gray trying to roll him through. Working with that tight gut, and the second period is going to come to a close with Gray out in front, 6-0. And it looks like Kafferlin done sprung a leak here, Jack.
Corry Manor blood time.
Corry Manor blood time. As our famous cheerleader is going to come out and clean up the mat for us.
Corry fans led by none other than Brad Owen. Always helpful, that Brad.
Kafferlin doing exactly what he needs to do. Battling through. Got 2 more minutes to go. He has choice in the third period. He'll take down the start to third. Gray with a 6-0 lead, looking for a major decision as we get a clean start to period number 3. Gray looking for an arm bar. Can't get it. Stays with a tight gut. As he'll go back to work on that near arm. With a 2-on-1 now. He'll try to roll him through. Kafferlin able to roll all the way through and not give up any near fall points. Gray continues to work on the arms to try and get him tilted over. 1:30 to go here in the third. Gray continuing to work on top here. Has a 2-on-1. And he'll look to roll him through and gets him all the way over this time. Referee holding 4 points. It's going to be a major decision. The lead is now 10-0. 1:05 to go. Has it locked up, looking to roll him again. Kafferlin unable to roll all the way through. Oh, he does roll all the way through. Gray looking for the arm bar. 52 seconds to go here in the third. Kafferlin trying to get up off the bottom. Gray puts a half in. The half comes out as Kafferlin up to his base. 40 seconds to go. Kafferlin continuing to work on the bottom, trying to get up. 30 seconds to go. Major decision to Gray. 10-0 is the lead. 24 seconds to go. He'll roll him through again. Kafferlin. He won't get the pin that way. It's 17 seconds. It's 14-0. He'll need another set of near fall for the tech fall. 8 seconds to go. Kafferlin fighting up off the bottom. 5 seconds to go now. Gray continuing to try to get that half worked in, but he'll only be able to get it. A major decision, 14-0 for Gray. That'll tighten things up. 18-14 is the score. As we get up to weight class 114, brought to us by the Salt Church.
18. Yeah. Never mind.
18-14.
I kept thinking 15. I don't know why.
5 and 9 is 14, right?
Yeah.
They don't have it right in the gym here, but that's okay.
Or no, it was only a major decision, right? Not a tech fall.
Oh, you're right. So I have it wrong. You are correct, Jack. I'll get it corrected. Just a major decision, not a tech fall. So that was huge. Out here, Logan Willis going up against Dom Snyder. Beavers with a 18-13 lead. Good catch on that, Jack. Beavers got out to an 18-9 lead, and the Lancers have been able to battle back, make it 18-13. Willis looking to push the Beavers lead back up. They hand fight and go out of bounds. We're still neutral with 1:04 to go in the first period. Underhooks worked in. Neither one to get the advantage off of it. 50 seconds to go in the first. And we have a stalemate called by the official with 40 seconds to go. They work in the middle. Right back to the collar tie. Try a cross-body shot, nothing there. Drops to a single leg. 25 seconds to go as Willis sprawls to get out of it. He'll try and settle in behind. Try to pick up a single leg, nothing there. Right back to the collar ties, both wrestlers stand. Drop throw. That'll be a 5-point move. And Logan will score a relevant church reversal as time expires in the first period. Schneider will have a 5-2 lead. 5-2 after one period complete.
The scoreboard here is only giving them
They'll
3.
get it right. They'll get it right. Willis has choice as the officials will come to the scorer's table. And they get the score right on the board. 5-2 is the score. Willis to go down on the restart here for the second period. Clean start. Looking for a sit and switch. Can't get it. He'll regroup on the bottom. Schneider working with that tight gut. A tick high. Willis trying to get to a standing position. Schneider keeps him down on the mat. 1:30 to go here in the second. Willis with wrist control. Trying to get to a standing position with that wrist control. Schneider trying to get that arm back and does. Back to a tight gut now. Minute 10 to go here in the second. Schneider out in front, 5-2. Working with that tight gut. As again, Logan tries to get back up to his base. Schneider just keeps him pinned to the mat. Trying to get that half in on the near side. And we have Corner Bar and Grill stalling call against Schneider. Willis settles in on the starting blocks. Schneider covers. Right into a stand-up. Schneider puts him right back down onto the mat. Goes to a spiral ride. Unable to get him flipped over. 35 seconds to go here in the second. Trying to suck that arm in good and tight with a 2-on-1. 25 seconds to go. Willis to a seated position. Snyder puts him back down onto the mat. Willis back up to a seated position. 15 seconds to go. Stays in that seated position. Snyder puts him back down onto the mat. Referee's position. 7 seconds to go. Pulls the arm into a hammerlock with 1 second to go. And that's how the second period comes to a close. No change in the score after 2 periods. Snyder still in front, 5-2. Snyder has choice. He chose neutral. Willis needs a takedown to tie this match at 5. Working with the underhooks. A minute 40 to go. Snyder. Both guys working in the standing position here, and we have a stalemate called as Snyder was looking for another throw there. Down to a minute 32. Try to throw by, nothing there as Willis did a good job of recovering. Minute 20 to go here in the third. Snyder out in front, 5-2. Somehow, I don't know how, but Willis stayed out of a takedown there. That arm caught weirdly. As Snyder does get him in a throw. Snyder just hanging on the arm, 48 seconds to go. Can't get him all the way over for the pin as Willis continues to fight off his back. Referee holding forward, 32 seconds to go. And there he gets the pin with 27 seconds to go. And the Lancers will regain the lead, 19-18.
Dewey, some of the Beaver fans are not thrilled. They thought there were a couple stalls in there.
Yeah, well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion as we move up to weight class 121. Brought to us by Crossroads Fellowship. Owen Anderson comes out for the Beavers. He'll take on Wesley Simcoe. As Anderson snaps him down to the mat, looking for a 2-on-1 to get the corner. A head and arm 2-on-1, throws him over right to his back. And he's going to give up a 3-point takedown as Simcoe gets the takedown, but Anderson gets the relevant church reversal. It's 3-2 in favor of Simcoe. He's trying to look up the far side cradle. Just can't get it locked up. Still with control. As they spin out of bounds, Anderson still with control. He's behind 3-2. Simcoe to go down on the restart. A minute 20 to go here in the first period. Anderson covers on top, goes back to work. Trying to get that 2-on-1 going. Looking for the crossface series, unable to get it. He'll bundle the arms together and get him flipped over. This is tight. And there's a Bracken Funeral Home pin, a minute 4 to go in the first period. Answer back by Anderson. And the Beavers regain the lead. 24-19 as we move to weight class 127, Lake Erie Appliance. Stephen Willis comes out for the Beavers. He'll take on Mason McDonald for the Lancers. And we're getting into crunch time here with 3 matches to go. Beavers up by 5.
Every point's going to count, Dewey.
Every point is going to make a big difference here. Beavers with a 1-point advantage in bonus points. Beavers with one more win than the Lancers have so far here tonight. And the Beavers up by 5. Stephen Willis in line to take on Mason McDonald. As we get going here. In on a single leg, Willis sprawls to get out of it. Working with the underhooks into a single leg. Willis able to sprawl out of that as well. Both guys continue to work with the underhooks in, close to the out of bounds. And they get called for out of bounds. We're still neutral with a minute 30 to go in the first period. Right back into it in the inner circle. Try a shrug by, nothing there. Back up to his feet. Looking for something. Nothing really a telltale sign of an advantage here. A minute to go, first period. We're scoreless. These teams have been swapping the lead back and forth the last couple of matches. Beavers out in front by 5 right now. 45 seconds to go in the first period. Willis trying to build on that lead. Beavers did have a 9-point advantage at one point, 18-9. Lancers were able to come all the way back and take a 19-18 lead, and it's been back and forth ever since. 25 seconds to go here in the first. Scoreless in this match here. Willis against McDonald. Neither one really giving up much of anything. And close to a takedown, except early on in that first period. 10 seconds to go here in a scoreless first period. 5 seconds to go now. As both wrestlers still looking for some kind of a opening to get the advantage, and no advantage in the first period. Nothing after one. Willis defers to the third period. McDonald will take down to start the second. Willis stays in nice and tight. As McDonald gets up to his feet, he'll get the escape. 1-0 McDonald. A minute 45 to go here in the second. Willis tried a cross-body shot, nothing there. Both wrestlers staying in the middle. Willis with a half shot there. McDonald sprawled hard into nothing. Continuing to work in the middle. Coming up on a minute 20 to go here in the second. McDonald out in front, 1-0. Both guys continuing to work in the middle. Not really a collar tie, but not with underhooks or anything. Just kind of in range of one another. Under a minute to go here in the second. And Willis calls for injury time. I believe he might have gotten a tweak in the right knee, maybe.
He did go down kind of awkwardly.
I thought maybe he might have gotten poked in the eye or something, but Corry Manor injury time here with 54 seconds to go in the second. Beavers out in front, 24-19. Willis back up to a seated position, referee's position, as he's slowly getting up to his feet. Oh, they will cut the injury time. And we should still be neutral here, I believe. 54 seconds to go here in the second. Right back at it here. 45 seconds to go. Willis trailing 1-0. McDonald trying to build on that lead. 35 seconds to go here in the second. We were scoreless after one. McDonald got the escape here in the second period. Tries to pick out a leg, nothing there. Willis reshoots. And McDonald able to stay on his feet. 20 seconds to go here in the second. His action seems to be picking up a little bit here. Both guys trying to shoot in underneath, not able to get anything. 10 seconds to go now. McDonald has him down on the mat. Trying to get a throw by here. But the second period is going to come to a close with McDonald out in front, 1-0. Willis has choice. He chooses down to start the third. McDonald covers. Willis stays in a seated position. McDonald forces him over. Willis working up to his base here. 1:45 to go. McDonald out in front, 1-0 still. McDonald will Turk a leg, 1:35 to go. Trying to get an arm out. Willis able to get that from going in. Under 1:30 to go. McDonald working on top here, 1:15 to go. Willis unable to get back up to his referee's position. A 1:05 to go. As Willis does get up to his referee's position. McDonald holding him down. Working with a 2-on-1 there. And we have another Corner Bar and Grill stalling call against the Lancers. That's his first one. The next stalling call will be a 1 point for Willis. 51 seconds to go here in the third.
Dewey, these stallings are becoming quite a theme tonight.
Again, McDonald Turks the leg and goes to work on top. Willis to his seated position. McDonald flips him over. 39 seconds to go here. Willis up to a stand-up. Still with a stand-up. McDonald puts him back down to the mat with 30 seconds to go. Trying to tilt him over. Down to 20 seconds. Willis got to find a way to get up off the bottom here. 15 seconds to go. McDonald keeping good pressure on him. 9 seconds to go. Looking for the half on the far side, nothing there. And McDonald is going to get a 1-0 victory here. And things just got tighter. Up to 133. Weight class sponsored by Corry Central Labor Club. It should be Carson Braswell going against Lucas Kufer. Ethan Snyder. Ethan Snyder.
Now resting at 133 pounds for the Lancers, Ethan Snyder, and for the Beavers, Carson Braswell.
As they go at it here, toe-to-toe, out of bounds. We're still neutral. Right back into the middle here. In on a double leg as Carson sprawls to stay out of it. He'll switch to a single. No, stays with a double. Now he'll switch to the single. And close to the out of bounds. No change in position. We're still neutral with 1:23 to go here in the first period. Trying to get the advantage here. Coming up on 1:10. Carson shoots in on a double, switch to a single. He'll try to get that arm freed up. Has that leg turked. He'll get that arm out. Now he needs to reach back. Trying to pull it in. 47 seconds to go. And he'll get the 3-point takedown. 38 seconds to go here in the first period. Power half worked in. Unable to use it. 26 seconds to go. He'll try to dig the arm out into a guillotine. Into a hammerlock. Armbar worked in. Now he got that armbar worked in with wrist control. 5 seconds to go. And unable to do anything with it. First period will come to a close with Carson out in front, 3-0.
And Dewey, should Carson pull this off, how much he wins by could matter a lot here.
Correction on the call for the second period. General Mclane had the choice, and they choose down to start the second. Carson covers on top. And he'll stay right with him with that leg turked as he'll go into a potential spladle. Nothing there as Carson continues to work with that leg worked in. 1:44 to go. Carson out in front, 3-0. As he'll stay with that leg worked in. Trying to get the crossface series to go. Unable to get it. Under 1:30 to go. He'll get the half on the far side. Leg comes out. He'll work the leg right back in again. Still trying to dig that arm out. And he'll work across the body. Get that leg freed up. 1:05 to go here in the second. And we have a stalemate call. Snyder to go down on the restart. 1:03 to go here in the second period. Right back to that tight gut ride. And he'll try to tilt him over and hold him there, but no near fall points as Snyder's able to roll all the way through. Looking for that arm bar. Still working with it. Trying to get him tilted over. And we'll get 3. Got, 4 count. 3 near fall points with 35 seconds to go. He'll let the hands go, and it's a 7-0 lead for Braswell. 28 seconds to go here in the second. He'll try to bundle the arms together out front. 20 seconds to go. Snyder back up to his referee's position. Braswell chops him back down to the mat. 10 seconds to go. Trying to dig that arm out again. Into a hammerlock. And that's how the second period's going to come to a close. Carson stretches out his lead to 7-0.
Dewey, should he get this into major, that would make the Beaver lead 6, which means the Lancers would need a pin to tie it.
And with 2 matches to go, it's really coming down to crunch time. Carson chops him back down to the mat. As we get going in the third period, he has the arm bar worked in, and he'll get a 1 count. 1:45 to go, staying with that arm bar. As he continues to try to get him rolled over, but that's a tall task on that elbow. That's a long ways to drag somebody over an elbow. Carson working it. Continuing to work with that arm bar worked in. And we're going to have a stoppage with potentially dangerous. 1:22 to go. Carson with control and a 7-0 lead. Gets him flattened out on the mat as he'll work the leg in. Staying right with him. Flattens him out. 1:10 to go. Carson working that offense. Looking to get that arm on the far side. Snyder puts the arm into the mat. Carson trying to dig it out. Unable to get it. We're under a minute to go as they roll out of bounds. Snyder down on the restart. 53 seconds to go here in the third. Carson immediately puts a leg in. As they continue to roll around, he captures the arm. Trying to work that into a guillotine. Finally gets him rolled over. Not able to get any near fall points. He'll look for the guillotine. Gets it. Not able to use it. Still stays with the arm as they continue to roll. Under 30 seconds to go here in the third. They roll out of bounds with Carson still in control. And he's going to let him up with 25 seconds to go. 7-1. And a caution on Carson, not on the starting block. 24 seconds to go. Carson needs a takedown. He'll power into a double leg. He'll look for the half, has him rolled over. 14 seconds to go. Keeping him tight on the mat. Carson looking for the Bracken Funeral Home pin, and he gets it with 4 seconds to go. A huge win for Braswell.
And Dewey, does that seal it?
No.
No?
No, it does not. As much as I'd like to say yes, it does, it doesn't.
Isn't there only one more?
There's 2 more.
Oh, there's 2?
We got 139 to go and 145. 139 is Corry Community Foundation. It's Isaiah Bale. And he will go up against Lucas Kuffer.
Wrestling at 139 pounds for Lancers, Lucas Kiefer. For the Beavers, Isaiah Bale.
I guess that's pronounced Kiefer. A victory here by Isaiah would seal the dual meet. As Kiefer pushes him out of bounds, we're still neutral. 1:39 to go here in the first period. Again, Isaiah pushes forward. Anything that the Beavers can do in this match to stay 6 points ahead of the Lancers would secure the victory. Beavers on front by 8 right now. Any kind of win by Isaiah would seal the dual meet. Otherwise, it'll come to the last match of the night. Kiefer trying to get that wrist free. 1:10 to go here in the first period. We're scoreless. As they work with the underhooks in. Tries a cross-body shot, nothing there. Isaiah trying to get the corner. Has a leg turked up. Trying to step through it. Kiefer on a single leg. As Isaiah tries to push him over. He'll bundle the arms and settle in behind with a 3-point takedown. 45 seconds to go. He'll bundle the arms again. Kiefer gets up to a stand. And he'll get the escape and a three-point takedown as Kiefer takes a 4-3 lead. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Isaiah with wrist control. 22 seconds to go in the first period. Kiefer working on top. Trying to get a leg worked in. Bale fights it off as Kiefer goes to that spiral ride. 5 seconds to go here in the first. And that's how the first period's going to come to a close. Kiefer out in front, 4-3. Kiefer has choice. He'll go down to start the second. Bale covers on top as we get going here in the second period. He'll bundle the arms together, and he has them over. Bundled the arms together. He's out front, in control. Has those arms bundled tight. 1:35 to go. Isaiah trying to adjust and keep him on his back. Kiefer able to get up to his referee's position and fight off his back. But the 4-point move will give Bale the lead, 7-4. 1:15 to go here in the second. Isaiah got a little out front looking for those bundles again. He'll drop down to a single leg. He'll need to work up from there. Kiefer trying to lock up the cradle, but he's got a leg. Bale does, as we're under a minute to go. Still with control. Stalemate or a stall called against Bale for hanging out on the legs. Corner bar and grill stall. That's his first one. 57 seconds to go here in the second. Bale out in front, 7-4. Clean start. Bale covering on top. 50 seconds to go here in the second. Kiefer tries to capture the arm to pass it over. Bale stays with him, looking to get that control back. Up to his feet. Driven out of bounds. That's another stall. Corner bar and grill stall. And that will result in a point for Kiefer at 7-5.
I don't know about that one, Dewey. He was the one running out of bounds.
Well, Bale was losing control, and that's the only choice he had was to run him out of bounds or give him the escape. So he'll maintain control and give up the point. 30 seconds to go here in the second. Bale drops down to a single leg. You got to work up from there. You can't hang out on the leg. Kiefer gets a whizzer in. 18 seconds to go. And they're kind of stuck together like that. Bale got to keep working up and does. But another stalling call. Another 1 point awarded to Kiefer at 7-6. Ten seconds to go here in the second. Isaiah to cover one more time. We get a clean start. Isaiah turks a leg. Kiefer up to a seated position and will score a relevant church reversal to take an 8-7 lead as the period comes to a close.
Yeah, I don't know, Dewey. I think if you're trying to run out of bounds, that's as much stalling as it is holding on to the opponent.
We're going to start neutral here in the third period. Isaiah trailing by 1. Trying to get the advantage here. 1:45 to go in the third period. Kiefer out in front, 8-7. A back and forth affair in this match all night long. And we have a stalemate called. We'll start neutral again. 1:33 to go. Bale trying to set up a shot. Misses on that shot. And he'll give up the takedown. It's 11-7. 1:17 to go here in the third. Bale trying to break off the near side cradle. Kiefer trying to lock it up and get him to his back. Under a minute to go. Still that near side cradle locked up. 50 seconds to go. Bale back to his referee's position. No near fall points given. 40 seconds to go. Bale has a leg capture, trying to put it high. 32 seconds to go.